In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war. But not all wars are fought across blasted battlefields with armored might and legions of loyal troops, or against the dark backdrop of the void with macro-plasma cannons and the hulls of great starships. All across the Imperium, there are shadow wars fought in the darkest places of the galaxy, where only the light of the God Emperor can shine truth. Hello everybody, my name is Mark Hulmes. I am your Games Master for Warhammer Wrath and Glory. I am your guest Games Master. It is my first time here on the channel, and I'm here very excited to be joining the Tabletop Tactics team for this excellent little mini-series. Yeah. We are joined by Mr. Lawrence.
Yes,
we have Mr. James Jordan.
Hello.
We have Katie Fode. And Mr. Joe Pointing as well. Hello, welcome. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Thank you for being here. We're really excited.
Yes, excellent. You're excited to delve into the darkness of the 41st millennium.
Yes.
I think we all are, to be very excited to be doing this. This is a fantastic TTRPG. We'll be explaining the rules as we go, as it's going to be your first time playing, so we'll try and keep you up to date. But to set the scene, several years ago, the Gilead system was cut off from the Imperium during an event known as the Noctis Eterna, as the great Eye of Terror shattered space and changed the galaxy forever. The Gilead system was thrown into chaos when the holy light of the Astronomicon, the guiding star of the God Emperor, vanished from Gilead. No communications, no vessels could escape the surrounding eddies of the warp. It was only the determined and perhaps suicidal decision of the great rogue trader Jaskell von Veronius to plunge his fleet through the chaos anyway to reach Gilead, bringing much-needed supplies and stability. However, Gilead remains at great risk, and what tenuous safety and peace it found hangs by a thread. Amid the von Veronius flotilla, a sword-class frigate flies separately from the others. Her hull is practical and unassuming, her prow painted a deep dark blue and bearing the silvery visage of Saint Andraste, a calm stoic warrior bearing the mark of the Aquila. But within the ship, it is a hive of activity as servitors and staff move swiftly and silently between stations, delivering communication reports, carrying cargo, or hauling prisoners to interrogation cells. Loaded into black bodysuits and armored carapace, they all bear a familiar mark, an icon known and feared throughout the Imperial worlds. The capital I of the Inquisition. In shadow and flame, they pursue Xenos, demons, and heretics. They hunt truth, silence doubt, and bring the God Emperor's light to the enemies of humanity. We find ourselves first in the ship's chapel, in the shrine. Faint choral music pumped through the various Vox speakers as hundreds and hundreds of waxy tallowed candles illuminate this dark, peaceful space, a light incense wafting through the air as we hear whoosh, whoosh. Katie, would you please describe your character and where we might find Sister Seraphina?
So Sister Seraphina is currently in the chapel, praising the Emperor, repenting for maybe previous sins. And as we find her in the chapel, she is just repeating the same four names over and over again: Essia, Celeste, Kessa, and Sarian. With
each name, as you repeat it, each single one, whoosh, and there is the smell of iron in the air. There is a shuffling of feet as a robed figure emerges from perhaps at the back of the chapel, having given you this time as they approach. This aged man wearing the robes of the Ministorum approaches, and you know this to be preacher Talon Coleman, the ship's confessor. Have you completed your repentance, sister?
The repentance is never truly completed, but my task is done for today.
Your canoness would be pleased to hear you say these words, for you understand that this is not something easily forgotten.
I shall never forget.
Remember that his light does still shine upon you, but you must work hard to earn it and to find your way once more. Tell me, what is it that you seek most?
Death, Breacher.
He nods quite sagely, places a hand on your sort of, bared shoulder, and maybe helps kind of pull up the robes and things like that. You understand. And just sort of strokes his long, greying beard. And perhaps we even see that as he's touched that shoulder, a few flecks of blood now kind of streak through, but he pays it no mind, as you do. There comes a small kind of whoa, 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 and a little bleeping as a servo skull sort of floats into the chamber. Sister Seraphina, your presence is required by the Lady Inquisitor.
I nod at the servo skull.
And it kind of just like looks, its bionic eye adjusting as it kind of zooms in.
Sign the Imperial Eagle to
Haste is encouraged.
And I follow the servo skull.
It turns and its little grav repulsors kind of floats away, leading itself down as, you pull on your robes and gather your equipment. Probably not armed and armored here in the ship, but readying yourself and making your way through. The sounds of preacher Talon Coleman, Dominus Vorib, as he begins to sing and praise to the Emperor as you leave this chapel. As we follow you and the servo skull through, were this a TV show of the camera sort of sweeps now, flying down these narrow, tight corridors. We pass through a sort of large hangar bay where we see several shuttles, and perhaps even seeing a few heavily armored, Tempestus Scions decked out in full black carapace, loading up, preparing for some mission. But we go even further than that. And now we enter into the bowels of this ship, deep down into the workings. And we find ourselves in a bay belonging, a sort of mechanical bay belonging to one of the tech priests of Mars. And we see sat on a large table, we see Marek Vorch. Mr. Beard, would you describe Marek Vorch to us, please?
So he is, I imagine, sort of currently laid out on some kind of mechanical gurney type thing, and is heavily augmented. So he's got a couple of robo-legs, augmetic eyes. And as he's lying there, he sort of remembers what it was once like to blink, and he's never gonna be able to do that again. He's never gonna get used to that.
So as you have that sort of thought, the red-robed figure finishes their inspection. Mr. Agent Vorch, please sit up, and could you please close the left optic and read the chart at the end of the chamber for me?
Oh yes, thank you.
It seems that you're having some difficulty with the optic, and make some adjustments, and suddenly this chart of various symbols and letters comes into focus.
Oh yes, there we go, thank you. C?
Yes.
7.
Correct.
21.
Excellent.
5.
The optic seems to be in optimal efficiency. I have noticed some slight errors within the gyroscopic rotations of your leg augmetics. Have you been performing the rite of maintenance as I taught you?
Oh yes, of course.
Excellent. Yes. And applying the holy unguents?
Oh yes.
Excellent.
Every time.
And then perhaps we will need to keep an eye on it. And you know that this figure, by the way, is Tech Priest Delpha Omega 5, who's been sort of in charge of looking after your optics and your augmetics, and much of the ship itself as well, the Andraste, this brilliant Sword-class frigate. But yes, have you noticed any other complications with your augmetics or since our last inspection?
Oh, no, mustn't grumble, these are fine.
Oh, if not, this is not a matter of grumbling, Agent Vorch. We must make sure you are in top condition for your important work.
Oh yeah, don't worry about me.
Excellent. Well, I'm pleased to hear it.
Thank you.
Excellent. And you see that likewise a servo skull sort of enters into this chamber as well, and the tech priest, Quintus, what is your purpose? And the servo skull will just be like, Agent Vorch is required by the Lady Inquisitor. Please follow me.
Oh, here we go. Come on then.
As the legs kind of, and they make this heavy metal sound.
Yeah.
As the legometics clang against the metal grated gangway, as you begin to follow after this hovering little servo skull down the corridors.
They're not artificer's legs.
Just as you begin to make your way, gathering up what things that you have, your ragged sort of like long flak coat and things like that, as you make your way.
Looking good. He's not looking good.
Likewise, we pass only a couple of corridors this time, as this part of the ship obviously dedicated to maintenance and equipment. As we pass by, we see Agent Vorch making their way down, their scarred face and their bandoliers as they, make their way past. As they pass an open doorway, we linger on that doorway. And take a few moments inside, and we see a sort of rudimentary gun range, along with various equipment tables for the maintenance and equipment of the agents of the ship. And stood in front of one of these bays with a disassembled las rifle, we see Sergeant Major Crad of the my apologies of the 113rd Avaraxian Rifles.
Bang on.
Mr. Bard, would you please tell us a little bit about what Sergeant Major Crad?
So, Crad has disassembled his rifle, which is very dear to him. So he is cleaning it, managing it, all the rest of it. But you'll also note that with his knife, his combat knife, he's etching a tally into the rifle, which obviously is not the done thing, but it's a big tally on the side of the rifle. But yeah, he's very focused. He's a little bit, not like super paranoid, but he's a little bit like always looking over his shoulder. He doesn't look like he's at ease on this ship at all. He's just, he's there. He's doing his little ritual to put his gun back together.
It's almost
he's aware.
a little
he's very
calming,
aware.
a little peaceful, kind of having this moment and things like that. And Sergeant Major Crad, he's a bit older. He's like a grizzled kind
Remarkably,
of veteran.
for a guardsman, he isn't dead yet, so he's suspiciously old. So
There's like a couple of greys on the temples.
You don't see it very often, that's for sure. Normally they're meat by this time. So.
Well, and in comparison to you being this more veteran guardsman, a series of younger troopers come in, not dressed in the sort of accoutrement of the Imperial Guard any longer, but they carry that bearing. And you can see that, they've got symbols of the Avaraxian platoon, maybe not your company, but they did serve as part of the of that world. They are now wearing the black carapace armor of the Inquisition, having been sort of enveloped into this ship service. But you recognize one of them, a private who you served with, Graf Mortons, a young, maybe not the sharpest tool in the shed, but a loyal and fairly friendly fellow who comes in with a couple of other younger soldiers, a young woman and another young man, and they are like sort of joking, kind of like jostling each other and sort of like, I'm going to beat you in cards tonight, that bottle of Amsec's mine and stuff like that, kind of like having a little joker. And then they sort of stop as they see you, and the others kind of snap to attention, like, oh, Sergeant Major, as they kind of snap to attention. And Graf Morton, he's like, no way, it's Sergeant Major Crad. And oh, sir, oh, it's a pleasure. And they kind of like snap to attention and they look at you with these big beaming sort of like, no way.
So, at ease, lads, at ease.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And they kind of say, oh, what are you doing in here, sir?
just working on my rifle, as I've always said. What's your aim? It keeps you alive out there.
Oh, will do, sir, will do. Oh, you won't believe it, Claire. Like, this is Sergeant Major Crad. He's a hero. He once held the fort on Argax 9. He held the fort, and he was taking down like heretics like nobody's business. Like, one shot, bam, dead. Two shot, dead. Two. It was incredible. He's a hero. And they're just sort of, and they see these two guards, these fellow guard soldiers are just like, wow, Sergeant Major, I didn't realise,
Let's not say hero, mate. I am a sergeant major. My name is Crad, but let's do the hero business.
Doing the Emperor's work, sir. Doing the Emperor's work. And they kind of salute, and you can see that there's this genuine, hero worship kind of from this private.
Crad does not like it.
You're feeling that uncomfortableness, but these soldiers do not pick up on that. And thankfully, you are saved by the kind of whoa, 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 as a servo skull flies in. Sergeant Major Crad, you are required to attend to the Lady Inquisitor. A mission briefing is being assembled.
He immediately puts the gun back together very fast, like he's done it 1,000 times, maybe even that day.
Very cool.
Swings it over his shoulder and is like, here we go, and just follows the servitor down the hallway.
I think maybe the last thing you hear is, I heard he broke out of like a containment. The enemy had captured him, and he broke out single-handedly. And he killed 9 guards with his knife, and they're telling this like absolutely wild story. But as we see Sergeant Major Crad, and as you leave, I think maybe a bit of a darker kind of expression falls over Crad's face, right?
I imagine he probably whispers to himself like, if only you knew.
Yeah.
He's not happy about what happened there.
And as you say that, we actually hear the kind of whistling, no, screaming, and civilian screams. No, please, no. As we hear that in your head as you make your way.
Yeah.
We follow Sergeant Major Crad and this quite haunting sort of cacophonous soundtrack back up as you are now led up into a higher and higher part of the ship, going now towards the commander's quarters. A much more well-maintained and disciplined part of the ship. The environment becomes a little bit more lavish, and we flow through the camera sort of swinging through all these different corridors as it hovers over one last chamber. This very sleek, almost empty, plain black room, dominated by several modified servitors, all with these long sort of staff, like stun staffs, moving about, approaching a single figure who is sort of amongst all 4 of them. There are almost no light. It's very dim lighting. The pressure in the room is maybe the gravity is ever so slightly higher than normal to create this kind of almost difficult environment. As Lawrence, if you would tell us about Hathan.
Sure. So Hathan is on his knees in the middle of this chamber. His torso is stripped bare. Behind him is an arming mannequin which has a suit of light power armor on it, obsidian-colored power armor. But his bare torso is quite interesting because on his left and right arms, coiling up the arms to both parts of his chest, are these jade and teal serpentine tattoos done in a kind of Yakuza style. Ooh. The reason it's particularly interesting is because none of the rest of his flesh is completely tattoo free. So these are clearly of some sort of significance, and they meet in the middle, these twin serpents with their open mouths. Amongst that are all of these small surgical scars, which are circular, and they appear to be across the nerve points of the body. They don't look like pleasant wounds, but they look like very precise wounds. So we pan up to his face. You can see it's a noble face, got very short, cropped, dark hair, and his eyes are closed, and he's sat or on his knees there in some sort of position, some sort of lotus position. Behind him are the hilts of 2 blades. As he opens his eyes, 4 Gothic doors open up, and out of them spring these 4 servo orbs, and they all have red lights and these single eyes, and they appear to have the kill mode setting activated. I immediately spring up, slicing 2 of them in half, revealing these 2 power blades.
Instantly, they just fall apart.
Rolling under another, taking that one out before finally putting the blade through the final one. At that point, I put the blades back. There is an exhalation of breath.
With that exhalation of breath, Hathan, you feel those points all over your body. You remember that intense heat and that blue, so hot the flame was blue. A single finger lighting up these long needles, heating them. And you remember that kind of sensation. And with it comes other flashes. You remember a grand estate in flames. You remember screams. And you remember, for some reason, in this moment, this memory comes back to you of opening the door to your mother's parlor and seeing her painting. And you remember that painting that you saw was unlike anything you had ever seen. And you were afraid. And that's the last thing. As you kind of get that flash, no servo skull comes to you because you know that there is a meeting. You received a communication earlier from the Lady Inquisitor that a mission briefing was planned. And you do not need to be sent for. You know that you need to attend to it. So packing up your blades, gathering your things, you make your way there, heading off after completing your training, grabbing your power armor on and making your way there. You all arrive, having had these little individual moments.
Trauma for everyone.
Not all.
The 41st millennium.
Welcome to the 41st minute. There is only trauma. It's not called the pleasantly light darkness of the 41st millennium. It is the grim darkness. No, you all arrive into a grand sort of briefing room, a long, almost like war table. It has holographic kind of cogitator screen inlaid to it, creating this very, I always imagine it as being quite a retro 80s, like green and black 3D kind of like, wire model, basically. And you can see, as you all enter and take your seats at the far end of the room, she's sat lounging quite languidly almost, flicking through a data slate. There is a low stick, but it's one of those long cigarette holders with a low stick in it, blazing with a tip, kind of gently holding it like a pipe and smoking from it, is Lady Inquisitor Elizabeth Nixarum, who sits at the end of it. She wears the classic long black coat of the Inquisition. Her hat is off. Her hairstyle reminds you of a sororitas. It's white and cut quite cropped. She has various scars, like down her lip or down her neck. Clearly a veteran of many battles. And she's flicking through this data slate, heeled boots sort of up on the table. And she doesn't particularly care when you enter, and sort of gives a brief moment, a few moments of silence before she even speaks. You see that behind her is her bodyguard and the captain of the ship, the captain of the vessel, who's wearing this like fine blue uniform, tight back hair, scars down her face as well. And she sort of stands to attention. Lady Inquisitor, your agents are here. And she's just like, I am aware, Captain. And she will sort of look up. Ah, excellent. And she puts the low stick down, brings her boots off the table. Please come and sit. I have a mission for you all. 6 hours ago, we received a relayed astropathic message from one of our informants on Gilead Primus. The message is incomplete, but suggests activity with one of the noble houses there in the hive city of Vexus Coil. As she says that, Vorch, that is the city you are from. It's a city you know very well. A city that you were found in by the Inquisition, and memories of that place kind of begin to flick through. It's a hive city that, Hathan, you have heard of.
Yeah.
Your own hive did much trade with Vexus Coil and the cities of Gilead Primus.
Okay.
It's a known hive city place. But yes, she looks, please come take a seat. There are prepared briefing documents for you as data slates are sort of handed out by servitors. The informant's name is Antonius Gavel, a rather sharp, resourceful young man who worked in the Administratum's Departamento Processium. They've typically been very concise and clear, reliable with their communications, so to receive an emergency vox from one of our safe houses is concerning. It is out of character for Gavel to do so. I want you to travel to Vexus Coil, track down Gavel to learn more, and if you cannot locate Gavel, find out whatever it was that has spooked him so much to send this communication. Pursue it, whatever it is. The Ordo Hereticus must pursue any leads. Of course, this could be a paranoid delusion. It could be a game of cat and mouse. It is not. Some of our informants can be rather unreliable in this nature, but Gavel does not seem the sort. Any question?
Not from me.
Excellent.
No, just tell me where to shoot.
She sort of smiles, almost seeming that from Crad and Vorch, this seems quite expected, that you are sort of no nonsense, get it done. But her eyes probably linger a little bit more on Sister Seraphina and Hathan as well, maybe expecting a bit more.
I'm thinking about the information that's been given.
Sure.
Were there any clues, Lady Inquisitor, about what was spooking him specifically?
Yes, you'll find a copy of the astropathic message in this briefing document. It will need to be shared. As you read it, you see it is a relay, like a readout of a interior inquisitional report that reads Priority Vermilion Theta 2, authorized personnel, Serpent, Reliquary, Auspex, and Obscura. Your agent code names. That's really cool. Objectives: locate informant Gavel on Gilead Primus. If informant is deceased, confirmation of data continuation and pursuit of investigation as required. Determine threat level and nature. Execute elimination or investigation as required. Retrieve and secure informant. If informant is deceased, destruction of body, communication and connection to EZVNX is necessary. Copy of informant's last known communication is included below. Emergency Vox request Prioris Omega. Source Safe House SCY 00003. Relayed via astropathic conduit Vexus Coil Administration. Relayed via astropathic conduit Anvar Orbital Station. Authorization code accepted. Begin transmission.
Possible major heretical threat on Primus. Confirmation ongoing. Have relocated to safe house as I believe I'm being followed. Will destroy Voxcaster following this message. Investigation into house yields something amiss. Believe it to be connected to the something about the chalice.
Approximately 2.43 seconds of message unintelligible due to astropathic screaming.
House gaining influence and power. New product is in high demand. Administratum possibly involved. Have heard workers speak of.
Approximately 8.9999 seconds of message unintelligible due to astropathic screaming.
Blessed children.
Approximately 3.4542 seconds of message unintelligible due to astropath collapsing followed by death. Error. Astropath is reported to have whispered the following 7.777 seconds post-mortem, despite major arterial and vascular ruptures.
The pact comes forth. Sons shall embrace fathers. Daughters shall be made orphans. The broken will be mended. The loyal shown the truth.
There is a very small like intake of breath
Yeah.
during the transmission,
Yeah.
but then there's no reaction.
Just
at
no
all.
reaction
Yeah.
to that. How does Seraphina react to this?
She just looks up and any heretical activity will be absolutely demolished, though I do request, if this is a deeper infestation, that I remain until every last heretic has been purged.
Follow the investigation, sister. I'm sure that if something is to be found, you will discover it. And as we know from our previous work, if there is one heretical faction on Gilead Primus, I'm sure it will lead us to more. Heretics tend to be sloppy in their leavings of this information. I'm sure that there will be much, but I do ask that you return to report. There may be tools and more information that will lead us elsewhere. I applaud your zealotry, but we must meet this with cunning and proper channels.
Of course, my lady.
As I said, this could be nothing, but given the astropathic incident that followed this message, I am led to believe that this is the work of the ruinous powers. Something has been brewing in this system ever since it was cut off. I think that this may be part of a greater whole. I am no diviner, but there is something foul about this business. So I ask you to investigate it. I've assigned you the rook for your team's investigation. Make sure you speak with the Quartermaster before you leave to gather up any necessary equipment. And sort of will just cast an eye once more over you all. She looks over, and you see that her low stick has gone out. So she picks it up, and she, with just a finger, a blue flame of pyromancy, and she lights the cigarette off of it, and then snuffs it, very much looking towards Hathan as she takes a draw on the cigarette.
It's a badass move.
Remember, you are weapons of the God Emperor. You are here to deliver his justice to these powers. We cannot allow the enemy to gain a foothold here. You have my authorization, but do not abuse it as cheap AMSEC. Invoke my name only when you must and when you can back up whatever claims you have. I'm sure I do not need to tell you that the consequences for misusing my name would be severe. And she sort of glances around at you all with one cold look. Unless there are any further questions. Good luck, agents.
Thank you, Lady Inquisitor.
Agent Vor.
He sort of awkwardly, like, he doesn't really know how to, does like a weird, 90-degree bow.
I just look at you.
Well, he's gutter born, so he's not used to bowing, but wants to be quite respectful.
You see that the Lady Inquisitor kind of does genuinely smile, and it's just like, I have full faith in you, Vorch. And just sort of smiles quite happily at Vorch and the rest of you. Is the very piercing sort of eyes just sort of watch you all. Who's the first to leave the room, do you think?
Crad's definitely.
Crad's just like, yep, he's on a mission.
He's been halfway to the ship while this has all been going on, yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, Crad goes out first, probably Vorch, and then Sister Superior, Sister
silence
made the sign of the equivalent. Yeah, and she responds, nods her head. The Emperor protects, Sister, and will nod to you. Perhaps leaving Hathan as the last to leave the room.
I've been looking at her the whole time, and then she obviously lit the cigarette, looking at me. There is clearly something not being said between the two, but then in an almost vacant manner, Hathan says, as in almost like something kicks in, I am an instrument of your will, lady.
She nods.
I take a step backwards, still looking at her, turn and walk out.
As you go to leave, this never happens. This is kind of typical when you've been sent on missions, but before you leave, you hear her voice call out to you. Hathan, do you remember what I told you when you first came aboard this ship?
I stop. I don't turn around, but I look over my shoulder.
Yeah. I see such potential in you. You are more than what others can make you. You are an instrument of not my will, but his.
He just nods and then turns. There is a slight furrowing of his brow, but he walks out.
Yeah, perfect. Crad, you're leading the way as you make your way down. And you, I think out of everybody here, of the agents, you would probably, you know the Rook. It's the name of a shuttle, one of the shuttles on board the ship. And I don't know, you tell me what Crad thinks of it. You know it's a bit of a, from the outside, it's a battered Arvus lighter shuttle. It's kind of like the workhorse of the Imperial Navy, you know, normally used as a cargo ship. But it's kind of got a bit of a reputation amongst the Guard. It's a stubborn, hardy. It's been battered to hell and back, but it always comes back. And its pilot has a bit of a sort of symbiotic relationship. Apparently, the machine spirit does not like working with other pilots, but you know it's also been quite heavily modified. It looks like an innocent cargo hauler, but it's actually got like a suite of it's got a full range Voxcaster built into it. It's got reinforced armored plating, and it even has a hidden heavy bolter mount that can be deployed for the back hatch, basically.
I really like the Rook.
I don't know. I think Crad probably sees a lot of kinship with the Rook.
Yeah.
It has no right to sort of be here
Yeah.
in many ways. It is a basic troop transport, or basic transport, but it's been elevated above its station.
Yeah.
And he sees a lot of himself in the absolutely battered transport.
Yeah.
And I think he appreciates the fact there's a big heavy bolter on it.
Yeah.
Because he likes to have means of vengeance, shall we say.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to be a sitting duck. So yeah, I think he sees a lot of himself in the Rook.
So you sort of
Basically.
arrive in the hangar bay and see, and there's like Valkyries and there's like a Corvus Blackstone. There's all the cool stuff in here.
Totally.
And then at the far end, you see maybe like 3 or 4 of these Arvus lighter shuttles. And most of them have been modified and things, but you see this one at the back, and it's definitely, you think it's maybe a bit of the Guard's favorite because it's got like painted mural of a bird clutching bullets, like a black Corvus, and it's clutching like a bandolier of like bullets, and it's been painted up and it's been signed and things like that. And stood beside it, you can see that she's like drinking from a flask. Is a young lieutenant of the Imperial Navy, or former of the Imperial Navis Imperialis. She wears like augmetic leg braces and like a spinal attachment. And you would probably recognize her. Her name is Lieutenant Kira Stracker, and she's the pilot of the Rook, basically. And she'll be functioning as your pilot for this mission as well.
I imagine there's sort of a friendly like handshake or like,
Kira. Sergeant Major!
Right.
Good to see you. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. How's the bird doing?
Oh,
Together?
this old hunk of junk, and she
give it
kind
a
of
kick.
slaps it playfully. Yeah, she's like, the Mechanicus have been on me again. Apparently, they tried to get another pilot to fly her, and it basically nearly spiraled out into the atmo. It just wouldn't listen, basically.
Mind of its own.
I know. It's just we get on. I think just me and this bird. Like She's an old junker, but sort of we work well together. Are you on a mission?
We're on a mission. Yeah, we need
Fantastic.
to get everything together, get on the road, the usual, really.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Well, she's ready to fly. I've got her fueled up, ready to go. Have you seen the Quartermaster?
I haven't been out there, but I always have my equipment on me. You know what I'm like.
Right,
but I'll
perfect.
always pop over, see if there's any other bits I need.
Yeah, it might be worth it. I think that I remember him saying that he was expecting a special mission to go out today. But anyway, I'll get the engines warmed up and get her ready. Do you know who's joining us?
I think Seraphina, the sister, we've got the noble lad, and we've got the scum, of course. So we'll bring him along for the ride.
Oh, old scum.
They're a good bunch. Not bad, not
Yeah.
bad. I just keep myself to myself. You know me, point the gun in the right direction, get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, look, just between us, the sister's a bit intense, isn't she?
And very intense, but that's what you get from those lot.
I know. I just, it's always good when they're along on a mission, but I gotta say, sometimes I'm a bit frightened.
If I'm honest, mainly use them as cover to stay out of the way.
Probably wise, Sergeant Major. Probably wise. Yeah, Emperor protects and all that. So, all right. Well, I'll get her warmed up and I'll get her ready to go. I'll leave everything to you then, if that's all right.
Cheers, Kira.
All right, cheers, Sergeant Major. And you see her climb up into and it's quite stiff. You can see that obviously these augmetics are like enabling her to move, and she swings herself into the single occupant sort of cockpit. And yeah, you begin to hear the as the engines begin to warm, and she gets the ship ready. What about Vorch? Do you want to go straight to the hangar bay, or would you swing by the quartermaster? Or
I think I'd probably go to the quartermaster.
yeah.
I've got to do what I'm told.
You got to do it.
Lady Inquisitor told me to do something, I'm going to go do it.
Go do it. He's a good boy. Will you make your way into the section of the armory which is got this big fine mesh grating? It's kind of almost like a dispensary point. And as you walk in, you can see there are rows and rows of secured by plasteel lockers and things like that of weapons and equipment and armaments. But looking at the counter of this kind of dispensary with this metal grate, you don't immediately see somebody stood there. What you do see is a tall crest of bright orange hair sticking up from behind the counter. As you sort of look like, where's the quartermaster? You can't see them. But you do hear like a kind of
Can stupid guard can't put anything back where it's supposed to be. Look, I can't believe look at this stubborn. I've not taken any care of it.
kind of grumbling.
He's sort of like ding 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 over the thing.
You hear it's like this kind of crest mohawk of hair starts spinning around rapidly,
yeah.
And then you hear like ding 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 as a squat sort of clambers his way up to now be in visual range, like obviously on some sort of platform behind the dispensary. Yeah. As you see Vander Janison, the man-at-arms aboard the ship. Yeah. He is literally imagine a dwarf, full on like orange troll slayer kind of like crest. Covered in like huge muscular arms, covered in tattoos, and it's like you've kind of got like Imperial Guard, like Cadian pin-up girl on one arm, but then on the other arm it's it's a Valkyrie gunship, but the nose is like a mouth, and it's like eating a demon, and then it's just covered in like names. It's like Mum is written over the knuckles, Dad's on the other hand, and you can see he's smoking an enormous cigar, and he's like, "What do you want, scum?"
I've been sent here by Inquisitor. He does another awkward bow again.
What's that? What are you doing? Something wrong with your legs?
No, just
just blows smoke. Like,
as he's just like, "Oh, you're on the mission for the Inquisitor, are you?"
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah, all right.
At this point, I would like to turn up.
You walk in.
There wasn't much of a difference.
Sure,
I've
yeah.
headed straight there as well.
Would Seraphina go to the quartermaster as well, or?
I imagine there's like almost a separate armory because she needs to be.
You put in your quarters,
Yes.
your armor.
I have to be dressed by servitors, you see.
Yeah.
In a proper armament process.
Let's do that. So there's like a little, as Hathan walks in, we kind of get a little cutaway, right? Yeah. As we see this almost like video game scene of like the sister, all the chanting of her quarters, Maria for me.
Like a graceful.
Yeah, and you step up and like, Iron Man, the suit is kind of assembled around you as the power armor is applied.
It smells nice in there as well.
Whispering prayers to the Emperor as I'm being dressed.
And there's like a servant, she's dressed in like white robes, and you can see that she's got like the implants on, holding up a tray upon which is the chain sword and the bolt pistol, and another attendant comes over with a censer and sprinkles like holy oil. Blessed be these armaments in his name. Give his grace to the sister in her duties. Kind of praising all of this, and then we snap cut back to throws a cigar down. All right. My lord! He kind of like notes.
Was it Janison? What was his name? Janison?
Vander is his first name. Vander Janison. He's just like, my lord. Are you on the mission as well, sir?
I am.
Excellent.
I pull out my blades and I put them on his workbench.
Yeah, he'll like give them a once over, and he like, is like, I'll get these oiled up for you, sir. You scum, come with me. And he walks around, he kind of boom. He walks around to like a little doorway, throws it open, and brings out this enormous, like heavy, like armament black case. And he like throws it up onto the table, like, here you go. Standard equipment pack here for you. He pops the locks, throws it open, and you see inside it's kind of like a prepared equipment kit. There is a selection of ammo packs for various weapons, which will give you each one additional ammo pack, basically. Okay. You also have a med kit, like a kind of sealed military-style med kit, and it's all like foam packed. It's all like in its individual components, right? There are 2 injector stims as well. There are 2 Vox beads, so like in-ear, like short-range Vox comms that can be applied. 4 respirators, like breathing masks that you can apply, and then a series of dry-sealed ration packs. But also, seeing as you two have gone along, I would like you both, and this is going to be our first roll. I'd like you both to make an influence roll, which will use your influence stat. I want to see what Vander thinks of you, and if he's thrown in, a little bit extra. In fact,
special
actually,
something.
extra.
because he knows that Crad and Seraphina will be on the mission, I'd like you guys to roll this as well.
Alrighty then.
Because I want to see if he's thrown in extra specifically for you all. So your influence stat will be at the bottom of your character sheet.
Yes.
And you're going to roll that many d6. Plus, you don't need to roll your wrath die on this one because this is just going to be just a flat check for this roll. And yeah, I want to see how many successes you get. Ooh. So for our audience at home, because this is the first roll, we've done a lot of chatting. For the way this game works is you roll a pool of d6s and you are looking for 4s and 5s are 1 success. 6s are 2 successes, and you're trying to beat a certain number of successes basically to succeed on your test. So let's go around the table. James, what did you get?
Crad's very offended. Not Crad, I'm Crad. I think Vander's very offended I didn't go to the Quartermaster straight away because I have 1 singular success.
1 singular success. Yeah, you have obviously not made much of an impression on Vander in the past. Perhaps you just, you keep to yourself too much. You look after your own equipment, and you've accidentally offended.
We're not fast friends.
Yeah,
no.
Exactly. What about Hathan?
I rolled 2 6s and a 4, so 5 successes.
5 successes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We get on. We've always gotten on.
Well, and also, you appreciate fine equipment, and Vander appreciates that very much.
Craftsmanship.
What about Agent Vorch?
So being lowly scum, I only get 3 influence, but I have got 2 out of 3 successes.
Oh,
now
so
do we do our wrath dice here?
I'm going to say not on this roll.
I rolled a 6 on my wrath dice.
Save it for later.
You know what? I'll tell you what, because he is scum. No, I'll throw that in. So yeah, well, it's 2 successes, but I think that he likes you. I think that Vander is just like.
It was a very impressive.
It was the bow. Yeah, he's just like, he likes Vorch. Maybe he also is just like, oh, poor little regular Vorch going on these scary missions. Like, he needs all the help. So he'll throw something in for you. What about Seraphina?
Well, the intimidation is clearly working because I also rolled 2 6s and a 4.
Hey!
So I've got 5.
5 successes. So yeah, only poor Sergeant Crad does not make an impression. So you can see, and I think that these aren't necessarily labeled, but you would very clearly know who's for what, basically. For dear Vorch, Vander looks over, he's like, I've packed in something special for you, Vorch. You got those hand cannons, ain't you?
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah, well, going on these missions, just in case you come up against something a bit tougher, I've thrown in some man-stopper rans. Ooh. And you can see that he's put in a magazine drum of like these special bullets. And man-stopper rounds basically have additional AP. So when you fire with your guns, they'll penetrate armor better. So yeah, he's thrown in a series of rounds of those. But being an ammo, it's consumable, so it has 3 uses. So imagine like 3 shots basically with man-stopper rounds.
Cool. What you will see, poor unassuming scum, is you do get a little flash of his expertise. So he's sort of like, you see him very lightning quick, like checking the chambers, checking the rounds, and they very quickly go back into the 2 holsters.
Yeah.
And then he just sort of like looks around again.
I love it.
You get an idea he's not completely useless.
Oh no, of course not.
Just mildly useless.
Well, you know the streets. That's why you've been brought in by the Inquisition.
Inquisitorial agent.
But yeah, so there is a series of man-stopper rounds for you in here. For Hathan, a bit more of a sort of, not necessarily like weapon, because he already knows that you've got such fine weapons and armor, but perhaps thinking you more as a tactician and that this may be useful to you, is a monoscope. So this can be used almost like a little bit of a telescopic optic, not for a gun, but like as a thing, but it also is like a built-in camera and recorder as well. So it can be used for, you know, espionage and intelligence gathering and things like that. So, and that it's a pretty fine piece of tech. So he's thrown that in for Hathan.
I take it and I say,
Figured that might be quite useful for you, Lord.
haven't seen this since the Spires.
It might be. I figured it might be useful for your investigation, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then obviously Seraphina isn't there, but you both see sort of foam packed in these two very gilded, beautifully decorated frag grenades. You know,
Holy frag grenades.
sort of holy frag grenades, yes. And you see Vandal just be like, I thought that the sister might appreciate these. They have been. Do let her know that they've been properly blessed by the confessor himself.
Come on now, boy. You wouldn't want to give them both to her, would you?
This is.
Vanda's like...
He holds his hands up and he's like, my lord, the decision your team makes about this equipment, I leave entirely in your hands. But I thought the sister might enjoy them. If you would like, I'm sure that you can share them if you need to, sir.
No, of course.
And
we always share.
He'll give you a little wink. But yeah, so you have this equipment pack. So it has a bunch of stuff in there. And yeah, he seals it. And he's like, right, I'll get onto those swords. Your weapons are all right, Vorch. You don't need, you've been maintaining them, cleaning them all up?
Every day, oh yes. Don't worry about me.
All right, good. All right. Is that Crad going along with you?
Hathan has a bit of a sly smile and goes, I think you know the answer.
Yeah. Fine. Well, he looks after his own equipment, so I guess he'll be all right then.
He slides this equipment case over to you guys, and then he'll sort of begin attending to your blades. He like cleans them, oils them, checks the power.
I
ports
say
and stuff.
I say the left fang's power cell's been a bit iffy. Could you replace it?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. Yeah, and he'll go over and he starts very delicately taking. And you can see that this squad is very clearly a master weaponsmith. You know, knows what he's doing, attends to it perfectly. You know, makes sure that all the connections are in place. And he even like tests it and he's like balancing. He's like a couple of degrees off, and he like goes in and adjusts like something to get the balancing just right as well. And then hands those back over to you. And yeah, they're brand new. And slide them in. Eventually, after going and gathering up your new equipment from the Quartermaster, you all meet at the Rook. Crad is there waiting. The hatch has been lowered, leading into the interior shuttle. You can see that the sort of above the door, there is this sort of hatch, and that is where the pintle-mounted bolter can be deployed from. You see that in there as well.
Very cool.
I look forward to using this.
Well, hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully you get a chance. And yeah, you load up. The sort of vox voice of Lieutenant Stracker comes in like,
All aboard. All right, we're going to be hitting Atmo. Remember, this is a pretty old bird, so right down's going to be a little bit shaky, ladies and gentlemen.
and we'll kind of like
Strap in.
as the hatch seals, Atmo decompresses, and yeah, you guys get strapped in as you feel that lurching as the Rook takes off and flies out, making its way down towards Gilead Primus. Full-on aliens as it's breaking Atmo. You see vid screens, cogitator screens on the interior show an outer view of the planet as you begin to descend. And what you see is a toxic red wasteland of this hive world. And scattered across the planet a myriad of hive cities, of hive spires. But the planet itself, years of over mining, over production, over chemical toxic saturation have ruined this planet. The only glimpse of decadence and luxury and peace that you see is as you break Atmo, there is this suborbital platform that floats across the world's surface that has atmospheric filters and shielding and is a utopia. You can see like green, lush parks and gilded, noble estates as this incredible piece of dark age of technology literally floats over the rest of the city. Perhaps for those of you thinking that the upper limits of a hive city, of a spire city, that is the pinnacle of the Imperium, but somehow on Gilead Primus they found a way to go even beyond that and literally lord it over from the skies and even the stars, with this being suborbital, looking down on the rest of the world. Vex's Coil is a worn and faded, monolith, a gargantuan spire that splits the clouds. Very quickly you see that it becomes this foggy haze that just completely obscures the lower sections of this city. But even the upper sections are worn and faded and rusting. And as you get closer and closer, you see grav platforms with servitors dangling by chains that are scrubbing and like welding pipes and walls, because the corrosive atmosphere is literally breaking the city from the outside in. And they're constantly in a state of repairing it and keeping it working. You see overflow pipes dumping chemicals onto the ground below, and even from up here in the Rook, the sensors and cameras look down and zoom in, and you can see at the very base of the spire, amongst this acidic, caustic atmosphere, there are camps on the surface at the bottom of the spire around these lakes of putrid red and green toxic waste. And you see misshapen, hunched things in these camps, like looking up almost like primitives, like as if you were some mythical beast, pointing and fleeing in terror from this thing that they don't understand, as the Rook, the lighter, flies closer in as it lowers itself down. You hear Lieutenant Stracker just be like,
We're approaching the city, agents. We've got a loading platform here that I can drop you off at. Is there anything you need to do or know, or any requests for landing?
Are we expecting any trouble on landing, Lieutenant?
I can't imagine so, sir. I mean, we're bringing into a hive city. I mean, I imagine that they'll have dockside security, but they shouldn't give us any trouble. The Andrastes transmitted all the appropriate clearing documentation and things like that, so I can't imagine so. Yeah, it looks pretty stable. To be quite honest, by the Emperor, sir, it looks like a bit of a, cark hole, I'll be honest.
and you see this like absolutely, dilapidated spire almost.
Yeah, looking at the, literally looking through all of the cameras, Haythan's like, turns out the cream here really floats, huh? Looking at the floating, the upper spires, so to speak, and the sediment is particularly rotten.
Seems that way, sir. Never been to Gilead myself.
It kind of you get closer and closer leading in. How does Vorch think? Because this is probably the first time since leaving the spire that you've seen it from the outside. You probably never even saw the outside of the spire. You went straight from being rescued and taken up into the ship. So
you sort of see a mixture of like a frown looking towards the beautiful heavens that he could never dream of getting anywhere near, but you also see that he looks far more pale than he already does, and probably feels a bit sick because he hasn't spent a lot of time on craft before. He's not saying very much.
Oh, scum.
Well, you would know, Vorch, that here in Vex's Coil, and probably for Haythan as well, you would know that there's different terminology and nomenclature. But here on Vex's Coil, the spire is divided into Dawn, which is the upper part of the hive city, Dusk, which is like the mid level. Then you have the Depths, which is everything below the cloud kind of cover, and then you have the Underhive at the very bottom. And then there's the Dregs, which is the mutant camps that are on the surface itself. And you would know that because you've probably gone between the Underhive and the Depths and the Dusk parts in your various works that you did whilst you were here. But yeah, the lander comes to rest, a rather expansive dock. You see several enforcers, no, not full RBTs, but like, you know, city enforcers here, combat shotguns, maybe a couple of like, you know, sensor servo skulls and things like that on patrol. As the lighter, the Rook, comes to rest, the landing gear loads out, hatch begins to lower down. You hear Stracker will say,
Well, I've got the Vox enabled, sir, so if you want to match your Vox speeds to our frequency, I'll stay here until you need me. Afraid I'm not going to be much use out there with my legs, but I'll keep the bird primed and ready to go. Just let me know if you need my help.
Thanks for the ride, Lieutenant.
Of course. Good luck. Happy hunting, agents. Happy hunting.
Thank you.
and yeah, you kind of step out. When you step off, it doesn't take long before a group of these enforcers make their way over towards you. And you see sort of, you know, hands on triggers as they're sort of, you know, there's a very severe lack of discipline as they sort of saunter over. Oi, you lot, identifications please, papers, what's your business?
Yeah, I immediately step forward and I present the data slate or whatever we're carrying, identifies who we are.
Takes it over. Do you do you want to identify yourself that you are with the Inquisition, or is this like just who you are as individuals?
No, quick aside. Does our data slate give our actual names, or do we have like?
I don't think you have like false identities.
Yeah, I imagine we're going
use,
in under civilian guys.
Sure.
Have we hidden the
Civilian
sister?
guys.
Civilian guys.
I don't know. Have you?
Yeah, 'cause I was going to say, if we turned up with a fully power armored battle sister,
Would the sister?
Yeah, that
would raise some eyebrows.
a certain game away.
Would the sister want to be hidden away?
I do not leave the ship without my power armor.
Oh no, but would you have robes over it to hide it? Are we going
still
subtle,
be
or are you
massive.
just being sister?
I mean, I could wear robes, but I'm still going to be
Yeah.
very. It could be quite comical robes of clearly trying to hide something that everyone knows.
I don't think, even with robes, it's going to very much describe the large frame, ornate back piece of the power armor.
Shining with the Emperor's luminescence.
Like,
Yeah.
you will put the sister out first.
Is there
Most
an
places.
order on this? There must be an order of sisters on Gilead.
Yeah, well, so in the Gilead system, it is the Order of the Sanctified Shield, which is the prominent order of sisters here. And in fact, the order to which Sister Seraphina belongs, known for their white ceramic armor and sort of cloth, beige cloth and red cloth vestments. They bear a striking resemblance to the Gilead's Astartes chapter, the Absolvers, who also have white power armor as well. Cool. So the white power armor is sort of a symbol of the Gilead system. So it is very hard to hide who the sister is. But you see these enforcers almost look at Sister Seraphina like they don't really know what they're looking at, like they've never seen a Adaptus Sororitas before.
They look over at me, I'm quite offended by their lack of respect, and just say, our business is our own, and it would serve you well to know your place.
I would love an intimidation.
Yes! Let me do it!
Before we do it, one thing I need to hand out to you guys is so this is a mechanic game called Wrath Points. So you get 2 each to begin with. I'm going to hand these out.
Thank you.
2 little tokens.
Thank you.
But also, I get a little resource called Ruin.
Oh.
And I start with, I start with a number of Ruin equal to the number of players. So I start with 4 Ruin. So I'm going to just pop that there for myself. And you can spend Wrath to do things like re-roll failures, like on your dice. You can also use it to sort of inject fun narrative things or replenish your shock, which is a resource that you have. And yeah, you can do fun stuff like that with it. But yeah, I would love an intimidation roll from you.
And this is going to be so intimidating.
This is going to be opposed by their resolve, basically. So I'm going to actually roll for them as well. Now this will include your Wrath die, which is a special d6.
I think they might have.
8.
8
successes.
Well, I'll oppose it with my 4 dice and see what happens.
I wish you well.
Oh, well, that's not bad. 3 successes for me. Well, what that means, though, is you could, because you have multiple 6s in your roll and successes, you could use a mechanic called shifting.
Okay.
Now, what shifting is if you have more successes than you need, you can turn a 6, which is normally 2 successes, and you can do fun stuff with it. You could turn it into glory points, which is a resource that you will share. You can also spend it to do things like gain extra information, accomplish tasks quickly, like have greater success with it. So it's really up to you. So you could exchange basically 2 of your 6s to either gain glory points, or if you wanted to have some other effect with your obviously incredible intimidation here. What would you like to do, Seraphina?
Oh, there's so many options.
When in doubt, taking a point of glory is always a good idea because that's a shared resource and it can be very useful. But yeah, you could gain, you could get them to keep you quiet that you've not arrived, right? You could be like, don't tell anybody that I'm here or something like that.
I'm gonna trade 1 for glory.
Okay, let's pop
and then
that down
with
for you
the
guys.
other one, I would quite like,
Yes.
in my overwhelming intimidation, to put my hand on one's shoulder and say that we require information.
Yeah. So these enforcers, as you step forward, and you're taller than them, you're broader than them, they see the gleaming chain sword at your side, the holy sign of the
I've
Aquila.
never been happier.
As they look dumbfounded, and you see that there was a pack of about 6 of these enforcers, and it was 2 that sort of stepped up like, oh, where's your identification? The other 4 have backed off several meters. They've gone hands up, like we don't want any trouble, stepped away, but the 2 that are next to you, one just looks up and it's like, Throne of Terror, what do you want to know?
If you could please point us towards the location of the place we're trying to find to investigate.
Yeah, so you would know, based on the readout that you got, that the safe house that was mentioned in that the report, there was a safe house was mentioned in the astropathic relay. You know that is in a part of the hive city called Skiller's Grasp.
Okay.
That's the only information that you have on
So I will ask for the location of Skiller's Grasp.
Skiller's Grasp, yeah, that's it's down in the dusk. Mom, it's down in the dusk. Yeah, there's lifts that go down there, but I mean, it's not the. And he sort of second guesses the safest part of this, and he looks at you. It's like, not that you have to worry about that, of course, Mom. But yeah, no, Skiller's Grasp. You head down there, sub-level 94, down on the eastern side of the city, Mom.
May the Emperor's light shine upon you. Thank you.
Emperor protects. And they sort of back off immediately,
Hathor's just had a wry smile watching this the whole time. He was about to say something when she just comes in with her intimidation. Charming as ever, I see, lady.
I just nod. Walk off in that direction.
Yeah.
I take the data slate back out of the quivering Borsa's hand.
You just take it out of him, snatch
As you
it
were.
back.
Give him a tap on his shoulder, and we head to the lift.
And you just look in absolute, admonishment as you watch it go by. You make your way over towards this lift, and you begin making the journey. But it very quickly becomes they gave you directions, but this place is a labyrinthian maze, and it's so easy to get turned around and lost in a place like this. You have a vague direction, you know roughly the sector and the direction that you're heading in, but what I would love is, who do you think is going to navigate this? Who's helping guide you through this labyrinthian maze, making sure you don't lose your way and things like that?
Surely Mr. Underhive himself.
Yeah, Captain Gloom.
Captain Gloom. Well, that'd be great. So you have a choice here, Agent Vorch. You can use either cunning or survival to help navigate this place. And really, I imagine that with Vorch, this is like also not just navigating the twisting corridors and endless hab blocks, but also like, oh, don't go over there. That guy's going to try and mug us, or like, yep, that's going to collapse. You know, this is that's a choke point. Like, we'll get ambushed by gangs if we go down there.
The best way to
relying on
survive
stories.
is with your cunning.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go cunning.
So give me a cunning roll for this. So what's your cunning total?
8.
8. So you get 8d6 here. So make sure 1 is your wrath die.
1 wrath.
So 7
Not in
dice and then
addition.
wrath. Yeah.
Yes.
8 total.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
5.
5. Excellent. Well, that is.
One of those successes was me wrath.
Is it wrath?
That is 6, by the way.
What?
The wrath was a 6?
Oh, one,
Oh, no,
two,
so I
three,
got
four,
2
five, six.
6s.
2 6s.
Yeah,
That's great.
6.
So you got a 5. The difficulty was 3, so you're 2 over. So if you'd like, you can convert one of those 6s into a glory point, or you can get like information, or you could accomplish this quicker. Like you can find a shortcut and actually save some time in reaching the safe house.
Yeah.
When you're making that, when you're doing that, if I'll say something to you because of your eyes. You can keep your eye out for anything which might have a symbol of a chalice.
Keep me eyes open for it.
Yeah, there was something in that box cast around a chalice. Maybe it's a symbol of an order. Something worth keeping your eyes out for.
Might be someone.
I point to your.
I thought you were going to say, scum, what do your servo eyes see?
So, because we've done like one mission before together.
Yeah.
So we're not super familiar with each other, perhaps,
Yeah.
but Haythan's always been kind of like a bit of a social chameleon, and he kind of changes how he speaks depending on who he's talking to.
Nice.
But he's never been like rude or aloof to any of you. So far.
Seems a pretty cool guy.
Seems a pretty cool guy.
Good dude.
Very pleasant.
Good dude.
2 souls.
So what would you like to spend your shift on? If you do indeed want to shift, I would recommend you do it if you can. It's always good to
I'm
do.
going to go ahead and take a glory point, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
So these are
Glorious.
a shared resource anybody can spend from the pool. We are going to play with a little bit of a variant rule, though. That normally you have to agree, like the whole table has to be like, no, yeah, it's fine, you can use it. We're not going to do that. You can just, if you snatch one up, it's gone, it's spent. If you say you're using it, it's gone. If you take the last one, you will have to test for corruption.
Oh, dear.
Which is a mechanic in this game to test the ruinous powers, to show that your greed perhaps has had an influence on your mind, which I think is a fun rule. But glory points can do a lot of fun stuff. You can add bonus damage to attacks. You can give yourself bonus dice to tests, so you can add a whole extra d6, which is really good, especially against like very tough enemies and things like that. You can also use it to make crits worse and things like that as well. So it's a very useful resource to have, along with your wrath points as well. But yeah, you make your way, maybe being a little cautious, not going as quickly as you could, keeping a close eye out, and it's sort of relishing a little bit, Vorch, in that like this is what you were brought on board to do. And like these others, even Haythan, who maybe seems actually a little bit more at home here in the lower parts of the spire than you would have expected. But you managed to guide them, and Vorch helps avoid several ambushes, traps even. You find one point, Vorch, you lead the crew down this, it looks like a very innocent looking hab hallway, but you stop them like, nope, hang on, and you double back because you see that there are a series of like trip mines built into the floor, and that this is clearly like an ambush point for travelers, and you're like, nope, round the other way, and you lead them safely down a different direction. Eventually, you find the section called Skiller's Grasp. It's a sector imperialis, a place where the workers of the endless factorums and labor camps and chem plants of this hive city habitate. There are mixed vendors like junk vendors and vat-grown food stands, and general necessities are kind of scattered amongst them, forming almost like a street. And there are even like transport trucks that are bringing people to and from their, factorum work, and gangways that lead up onto a second ridge where there are tenement buildings and apartment buildings and things like that. And you know that you can easily locate the safe house is one of these apartment buildings up on like this raised sort of like gangway section. And yeah, you find it 0003. It's like marked in faint stenciling, and that this is a safe house. And yeah, you easily find that. What's your kind of approach as a team here?
Well, can I just say along the way, because I've asked him as well. I'm just because I actually am kind of familiar with like hive life
absolutely.
to a degree. So I've been looking for things like graffiti, any sort of symbology. Just if there's anything I've found, I'm sort of fixated on this chalice.
The symbology
sort of stuck in my mind from the transmission. So if I see anything like that,
sure,
or anything untowards,
an awareness roll for
Sure.
that, Hathan. Yeah, let's see if Hathan spots anything of that nature. And you are looking for something specific, so the difficulty will be lower, but you won't see anything that isn't what you're specifically looking for. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Anybody else? If anybody else would like to do something after this as well, like looking around or
Two successes.
Two successes.
Yeah.
You don't see any. You see graffiti.
Sure.
But it's of all different things.
Yeah,
But you don't see anything of a chalice,
Nothing that
like a
catches
cup
my
or
eye.
anything
Yeah.
like that. You see wolves and rats and blades and gang signs and things like that, but nothing of a chalice you don't see. Not in this area anyway.
Alice?
I would like to make a request, Games
Yes,
Master.
of course, please, scum.
So thank you. Scum wants to use his paranoid ability.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
What
does this do?
Well, once per session, I can gain access to my contacts in the hive. So you sort of see Marek sort of fumble around in his little pack here and put like a little bug in his ear, not like a creepy crawling, like a little Tom's bug.
Well, you have 2 Vox beads, so you could use one of the Vox beads that you've got and pop that in. Yeah,
Sort of
absolutely.
tunes it to a very specific frequency.
One that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
He starts communicating, but sort of through like clicks and sort of thing.
Underhive speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, code.
Yeah.
So you get a repeated message back. Who is it that you're trying to contact?
Ratkin.
Ratkin.
Yeah.
Is that their full name?
Yeah.
Ratkin. Okay, perfect. And
A bit like Prince.
what do they do? Yeah. The ganger formerly known as Ratkin. Just a symbol.
In terms of it, because this does involve you,
Yes.
because I believe I need to make a test. 137. Paranoid. Here we go. Once per session, you have access to communication device. You may ask your ring of contacts one question they may know.
Okay.
And then you roll a secret cunning test and provide you whatever information you can provide. So basically, I'm trying to get an understanding, seeing the safe house here.
Yes.
If there's been anyone sort of like going in and out that we should be
Oh, I
wary
love
of.
it. Love it. So what is your cunning?
8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1, 2,
oh,
Big brain.
big cutting.
Big brain scum.
Very nice.
Yes.
7,
Up here
8.
for thinking, down there for walking loudly.
Mr. Lawrence, please don't look at my dice tray.
No, of course not.
Because it's very close to you, as this is a secret roll.
A secret roll.
Okay. All right. You hear, and you hear like,
Yeah, what? Who? Is that? Can't be. Vorch? Is that you?
Aye, lad.
Ah, thought you were dead.
No, not me. Nearly.
They said that you were dead. Can't believe it. You sure you're not a ghost?
Left for dead, more like.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Yeah.
Tough luck, mate.
Bloody ratkin.
What do you want to know?
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen to me, ratty.
Yeah, Ratty's on the case, don't worry. Ratty sniffs out all the answers.
Aye. I know you know where we are. Over there. The safe house.
Oh, you better be careful, Vorchy, mate. Yeah.
Go on.
There's people been sniffing around that.
What sort of sniffing? What sort of people?
Well, I don't know, some workers. Some workers from one of the factories or chem plants or something like that. But they've had a real suspicious interest in that apartment, the one that you're at now. You can hear him like sniffing. He's like, yeah. No, they've been lingering around for like a day or something like that. They've been lingering around that place, and I think they've gone into it at least once. I think they might be after someone that was in there.
Right.
Yeah, I think that they're still in the area. So watch yourself.
Right.
Watch yourself,
Armed?
Vorchy.
Dangerous?
Oh, I don't know. They're like workers, but yeah, I think like they've got like scavenged gear. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ratty.
Yeah. So just watch your six, and yeah, they might even be in the area now. Keep your eyes on a swivel.
Aye, lad. Very good.
All right. Anything
Toodaloo.
else?
Hey?
Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, you know where I am if you need me.
Thank you, Rashi.
All right.
And then it goes dead silent.
That's like the weirdest phone of friends.
Love it. But yeah, you get that information.
Okay.
Awesome. Perfect.
We got to keep our eyes open, eyes peeled. He's very. You're quite intimidating to.
Thank you.
Do you relay the information you just got
Yes.
given? Awesome.
Yes.
So we're all
No
now looking
secrets.
around for
Yes.
the dodgy workers that have already cased the joint.
Absolutely.
Well, with that, I will get out my chainsword. Just have it in my
okay.
hand.
Gets the chainsaw
Ready.
out.
It's a good intimidation tool.
All right, yeah, you guys make your way up. You don't spot any suspicious characters in this like little hab street.
Yeah.
But you do notice something as you approach the apartment, Crad. You spot that the door has been closed and secured again, but it was recently broken open.
Nice.
You can tell that, and you actually spy that there is a very thin, micro thin wire that has been stuck across like the inner part of the door and seems to be connected to some sort of device on the inside, but you can't see the device
is,
on
yeah.
the inside. So you kind of open the door a little bit and see, and you're like, right.
Yeah. Am I able to try and? Oh, I don't know now. Would there be any way of me trying to disarm or stop the tripwire thing, or is it like as soon as it opens it will go? Is it better going for like a window or something?
You could try and find out if there's another way
Yeah,
in.
I think that I would-
You could cut it, but you don't know if that's
If it's gonna go
trigger
bang,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would let the group know of like, careful, door's been trapped. I'm gonna see if there's another way in. You keep a lookout. And
Thank
I'll
you,
just go
Sergeant.
off and
Yeah.
have a
Yeah,
look around.
I make sure the door is closed
Yeah.
after you.
Sure. Yeah, you kind of scoot around the side, and there is a side window. It's up. It's higher up, so it's going to require like a climb or something like that to get.
Sister,
I can
give me a
boost
boost.
everyone.
Yeah, you can totally give a boost up there. Absolutely.
I'll take it.
You're gonna go for it, yeah?
Yeah.
Give us a boost.
Well, what I do is I would say make this as an athletics check, but the sister's going to help you. So what's
very kind.
your strength or your athletic skill individually, Seraphina?
My athletics is 5. My strength is.
So is that 5 including your strength, basically?
Oh.
Do you have any skill ranks in it, is what I'm asking.
It's 7.
7, okay, perfect. So you've got 2 skill ranks in it, but your strength
there.
is 5.
Yes.
So you can add 5 dice to this, Crad, because the
yes,
sister
please.
is helping you.
Yes. You're welcome.
Am I allowed to use my special die? on
Yes, the
this?
wrath die included from now on, basically.
Not bad, it's not bad. I've got the crit. I've
That
got
was the
a 6
extra
on this.
sister
That was
boost.
I imagine you throw me so far. So I go through the window like
Easily.
easy and do a little combat roll on the other side.
Easy. Yeah, you slide in, you combat roll in, and what you see is it has a very plain, quite well kept, very simple apartment. Very military style cot, a lockable trunk, a small table and chair with a destroyed Voxcaster, like kind of like it looks like almost like a briefcase or like a case, and it's been melted with some sort of like melter or acid charge or something like that. And then basic commodities, and you can see that there is a small device on the inside of the door that you can now get to.
Yes.
Does not look like an explosive. It looks like an alarm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Can I try and disarm the alarm?
Yeah, I think so. I think, but this is you making it. This is going to be a cunning roll for you, I think. I think.
Can I suggest someone else is boosted up to assist you in disarming the
Who
alarm?
would you like
Or
to
a tech
request?
roll, tech or cunning. Sorry, I had to look at your skills.
That's
there a
okay.
bit.
And this is climbing up stuff and doing that sort of stuff is traditionally what I would probably try and do.
Send them up, Seraphina.
I think that
you want a
we've
boost or do you
established
want a
it's
climb?
very easy with the
I'll take the boost.
Who else wants
There you
to
go.
We need another roll. The sister just boom, throws you in.
pushing my finger?
So yeah, Hathan, you emerge in as well, and yeah, you see.
What's the situation, Sergeant?
Someone's bugged the door, got an alarm.
Oh no,
on it.
but
Do you reckon
they're
you can bust
inside.
it?
We're hanging out.
I go up to the device. What do I see?
So it's a very, very simple, quite crude, hastily made remote alarm. So if the tripwire is broken or separated from the device, it will trigger a remote message to some location to say that the alarm has been tripped.
Okay.
It does not look like it is of the Inquisition. It does not look like it was the informant's property.
No,
This
okay.
looks like it's been placed here later.
So should I try and make a cunning test to
So
disarm
cunning or
it?
tech, I would say.
Tech, okay. I will definitely go with the cunning.
Sure. Yeah. Give me a cunning roll.
I get a +1 to that because of my.
Yep. So include your
character.
wrath die here.
I'll include my wrath die. Oh, that's just as well. Shall I re-roll one of these?
As in, it was because it fell out.
Well, I didn't roll it.
Oh, you didn't roll it. Right, there you go.
Well, I'll take away the
for you.
success that I would take away the highest
One success.
But I did roll a 6 on the wrath die.
That's 2 successes as
That's
well.
2 successes.
Yep. That is lucky because it was difficulty 3, so you only just managed to do it. And it's a good job that wasn't a complication, otherwise you would have accidentally
I
tripped
wouldn't
it.
want it to be complicated.
So you, there's a moment where you nearly accidentally like pull it free, but you cleverly, maybe you like borrow Crad's knife, you hold it against the contact point, separate the thing, and then deactivate the power cell, which means that it never triggers, basically.
Yeah.
And with that, you can safely now open the door and
Just
bring everybody
about
inside.
got that. So put it gently down on the table.
Come on.
I hand you back your knife.
You.
All right, perfect. Yeah, inside the apartment, there, apart from this broken, this destroyed Voxcaster, it looks fairly normal. There's a lockable trunk, the bed, table and chair, but not really much else. You'll probably need to.
I'm gonna stand at the door as a bodyguard.
So you're going to stand in the doorway itself.
Literally in the doorway, taking up the entire structure.
Cool. Okay.
I ask you to come in.
Thank you.
Come
It's
in.
like a vampire. You have to be invited in. Scum have to be invited in. Yeah. Scum can't enter.
Okay, open the cocktail cabinet.
Yeah.
Right. You see anything?
He's sort of quickly going to get to work, just sort of like using his scum senses to.
Well, anybody who wants to investigate
scavenge.
this place, it's an investigation roll, and this is depending on how well you do and if you shift is going to determine how long it takes, basically,
Okay.
And also what things you can find if there's hidden information to find here. So anybody who's searching can make an investigation roll.
Yep. I'm going to search as well.
And don't
mean,
forget,
why
you
not?
have your wrath points to re-roll. You
Why
can
not?
also spend that glory to add dice to it if you'd like as well.
Can I just investigate the streets and make sure there's no one suspicious around?
That would be an awareness roll if you
Ooh,
want to kind of
I can-
keep
I
an
can
eye on
do
what's
awareness.
happening outside. Yeah, absolutely, Seraphina.
I have of my 2 dice I can roll for
Nope, that was a
investigation.
1.
I've made 1 success.
One success. Oh, you might get something. You might get something.
No.
No?
No.
No for Hathan?
No.
Okay, nothing?
I also have failed both of my rolls.
Okay. Well, I think then that the only thing that you would find, Crad, with your 1 success, is a very hastily scratched 2 words. Look like they were scratched into the side of. You pull the table and chair out, and it's been scratched on the back of the table and then pressed up against the wall to hide it.
Yeah.
It looks like it was done very, very recently. And it's the words "second chances" is what you see written down. You see the word "second chances" written down, but you don't find anything else really of anything of any import. No sign of Antonius Gavel, the informant that you're looking for. How do we do on that awareness roll?
I got 1 success.
1 success. Well, 1 success is not enough, I'm afraid.
I'm not very aware.
So it is you, and in fact, actually, I think Sister Seraphina, as you are kind of keeping watch and you can hear the sounds of your team working away in the background, you glance over and in the apartment next to you, there is a kind of a cheap plasteel kind of window that's highly reflective. And when you look in that reflection, you see you are not alone. There is, dressed in white power armor and red vestments, but her face ripped by some horrific claw that has torn half of the face free from the flesh, just staring at you from behind you. And your heart beats and beats. And then Essia says, "You should be here with us." And then it's gone. Whilst you are, as that happens, so wrapped up in that moment, you don't see until the very last minute the sudden noise and sight of boots making their way up the gangplank as you see 6 quite thuggish, dressed in like work overalls, but with like scavenged armor, sort of decorated over their chests, auto pistols and like knives and cudgels making their way up the stairs, and you
Good job, my chainsaw's already in my hand.
Exactly. But it's then at the last minute that you glance over, and on the other side of the street, set up, you see more of these workers. One is mounting a heavy stubber onto the railing and is aiming directly at the apartment.
It's a trap.
We are going to jump into
company.
our first combat.
Oh no!
Okay.
We find ourselves in battle, my friends. Now, the way that combat works is initiative is alternating. So unless you are ambushed, which you sort of have been, the way this would work is you guys would start, you pick who goes, then once an agent has gone, I would then take an action with one of my enemy groups. But I'm afraid that you have been ambushed. And as the sister did not notice the approaching mobs, and the rest of you are in the building.
With my trauma.
What were you doing?
They've had the chance to get the jump on you, I'm afraid.
No.
So what that means is I get to activate all of my guys once for free.
All of them?
Boy, howdy.
Yes. So the way that this is going to work is, right now the only real viable target they have is the poor Sit Adepta Sororitas, our sister Seraphina.
In the thick of battle, right where I don't want to be.
In the thick of battle, where you are going to be swarmed. Now, I've got what we have here is a mob of cultists, or mob of workers, I should say. And I've split them up, so we have 3 different groups. We have a group of melee workers armed with auto pistols and knives and cudgels. They're rushing up on you. But then we have 2 different ranged mobs. One, which Seraphina has seen, has a heavy stubber on like a tripod mount and 2 guys with auto guns beside them. The other one, which Seraphina maybe has just glimpsed, rushing out of an armored truck in the street, are 3 more, 2 with auto guns, and the third with what appears to be a grenade launcher.
What?
Yes, a grenade launcher. And in fact, I think before the mob of melee cultists run in, I'm going to have our ranged cultists take some early shots.
The heavily armored group of workers.
So,
Grenade launcher.
Yeah, that's what
now, luckily for you, they are not the best shots in the world. So they are not particularly skilled gunners. So you are going to be attacked by a hail of bullets, I'm afraid, sister.
Cool, I'm ready.
I'm going to do the auto guns from the mob first. So this is +1 die, wrath die. So we are looking at, luckily the first one just bam, 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 bam. The first few shots of the auto guns, impact on the bulkheads all around you.
The stunning light of the Emperor, it's really throwing off their aim.
Oh,
Your
most
sacred
certainly. The other group of auto guns is going to take a shot at you as well. This, however, may make some successes. That is, I need to beat your defense. What
My
is your
defense is 3.
Oh, well, it does unfortunately manage to, one bullet does strike. And in terms of damage here, we are looking at, that would be 8. Now, I'm trying to beat your resilience here.
My resilience is 10.
The power armor just bullets deflect off.
Yes.
So the auto guns are unable to find purchase. However, the heavier weapons may be able to do something here. So once again, the heavy stubber on its tripod mount is going to fire, and that is a Wrath critical.
Oh no!
So imagine from across the street on top of a building, on top of a hab, this heavy gun just rakes across the front, and you manage to kind of maybe pull the door as a little bit of cover, but some of these bullets fly past. So let's just do the normal damage before we resolve the critical hit, which I've just got, which would also, also gains me a ruin point as well.
No.
Ruinous.
So for a heavy stubber, it begins at 10 with 2 extra dice. So I roll to see if I get any extra damage. I do not. So it is only the 10. So your resilience is 10.
Yeah.
So although the armor absorbs it, the critical hit still goes through. So for a critical hit, let's have you roll it for me, Katie. Could you roll me 2 d6s?
Yes.
The first is going to be the 10s. The second is going to be the second number.
I'll have my wrath dice be the second number.
Perfect.
So that is 2 and then 1.
So 21.
Yep.
Brutal Rupture. The target suffers D3 mortal wounds and is hindered.
Oh no!
I can't ignore that.
That's the big 6. 3 mortal wounds.
Okay, 3, not 6. Good.
No, 3 mortal wounds. But you are also now hindered.
Oh.
And the hindered condition, you get a +1 difficulty to any test that you make until the end of your next turn. So you take a blow, and part of the armor, the bullet grazes through, ripping through part of the suit, and you kind of
Buckles.
blasts into your actual
Right, they
injury.
can't keep me down.
That was just the heavy stubber, I'm afraid.
no.
The grenade launcher is still to fire.
No.
That's explosive.
By the light of the Emperor.
And the grenade launcher, so this is interesting, it is going to fire the grenade launcher, and I think that from down in the market, they're just going to as this grenade, and there is a chance here that it might go into the apartment with all of you.
No, thank you.
Yes.
I thought you were going to
yes.
say in amongst the cultists.
That is possible as well. So if I miss on this, it will scatter.
So I see the everyone.
So let's see what happens. That is a 1 on my wrath die, so that's a complication.
Hey!
So I think automatically I'm going to have it that this grenade bounces off of the top of the door and flies back into the cultist group, or the workers, I should say, who are running up. They all dive for cover. They're going to just fall prone automatically as they are literally thrown to the ground as this blast. I'm not going to have it kill them, but it literally, like, they all have to duck and cover as they see this grenade, like, oh god, some of them maybe like leap off the side to get out of danger, but they are all knocked prone, which is going to prevent them from rushing the sister right away, because they're going to have to spend their turn standing back up and readying themselves. But that is going to be it. So now I'm going to throw it back over to you guys for a first true turn of the combat.
I feel we need to let the sister
You're
off the
at
lead.
the door. It makes sense that you.
So I can become frenzied as a simple action.
Okay.
So I will then use that opportunity to rush
Yes.
and just start cutting them as they're on the floor. I can with my chainsword.
So with this, the movement is you would move your speed in inches, which you certainly have more than enough to get in amongst all this group of cultists. And we're going to be making a weapon attack here. So this is going to be your weapon skill plus your strength.
Yes.
You have your dice pool there. What's your dice pool you're rolling?
7.
7, excellent. You are trying to beat their defense is 2.
Terrifying.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
Complication.
That is the worst roll.
Oh no.
Gav just got blasted by an auto.
I did.
Now you can still succeed, even if you roll a 1 on the wrath, you can still succeed on the actual attack.
I got 2.
So that's a success.
Okay.
But unfortunately, because this is like a group of minions,
Yeah.
normally if you roll extra successes, you get to hit extra targets. You're only going to hit the one cultist, I'm
What if
afraid.
I do so much damage that it just explodes one?
It will explode one, but it's not going to impact the rest of them. That's why you
That's
need the extra
heartbreaking.
successes on the attack, basically, to see if you can cleave through. But
Maybe-
probably
maybe,
this one that's been hit is about to horrifically die.
It shot my chainsword arm.
So what's the damage on your chainsaw?
The damage is 11.
How many extra
1.
dice does it get? Okay, so roll that 1 extra dice and let's see if we can get some extra damage. So it's 11 points of damage, as you indeed just blood and gore is just sprayed
Cleaves through
everywhere.
a cultist skull.
However, I'm going to roll for that complication.
Oh no.
That is a 34 dropped weapon.
Oh no! Oh.
I dropped my bolt pistol!
It is the weapon you use to attack. So I think that it's rather than you dropping it, because you're a sister battle, you're not just going to lose your weapon.
Yeah.
It gets stuck in the body and it's dragged to the ground out of your grip as it's stuck in the corpse of this worker.
I'm just so shaken from that
Just
traumatic vision.
and it's just you lose grip on it and it sort of falls to the ground.
Stunned.
But yeah, it will be be a action to simple action to
Okay.
recover your weapon. So you've already spent your simple action. So you are now stood. You've got the bolt pistol in hand, which you can shoot in melee combat. But they are now like swarming around you
Yeah.
without this weapon.
Yeah.
And I think it's as I'm going to take my turn now, if that's all right.
Well, I mean, it's not.
I can't really stop you.
Oh, well, I'm going to do it. And these cultists have a special ability called shoot and stab, which is they can shoot their pistol and stab without any penalty. So it's kind of like dual wielding. So their first thing they're going to do is they're going to, let's have them shoot you first. They're going to just shoot into melee.
What a treat.
What a treat.
Treat them.
I mean, not that it, ooh, that's a successful hit. Defense of 3, right?
Yes.
Yes, so I do hit you.
Okay.
And then in terms of damage, I need to see, I don't think I can actually do enough damage to
I'm
hurt
so
you.
powerful.
You're so powerful. So that's only an 8
Yeah,
to
no.
beat your resilience. No AP, so their pistol shots don't do anything. But let's see if their little combat knives can do
Oh,
anything
adorable
else.
combat knives.
This is a mob of cultists, so they will get to add some extra damage to this as well.
Stab, stab, stab.
It's a lot of dice there.
That is us. They're
big heavy
much
stubber
better in
again.
melee. They're much better in melee. That is going to be 3 to hit, so it beats your defense.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to roll their extra dice. So we get 2 normally, but because there is a mob of cultists,
That is a lot.
There will be 5 left, so I get
Silly
to add
little
4 more
workers.
dice to see if I do any extra damage. Oh, bum! Only 3 more extra points of damage, so only still 7. So that power armor is just deflecting everything as they rush around
I've
you.
lost my chainsword. I've kind of stood up,
Yeah,
just
and they're
looking
just-
at these tiny little cretins around me.
Just unable to punch through on that armor. But you have tied them up. You're now in amongst their number, but disarmed. But I throw it back over to the rest of you, and it is choose who you would like to act.
Can I try and shoot the heavy stubber man?
Yeah, well, I was.
Or you go, go stabby.
I was going to say, I think you should shoot. I was
Yeah.
going to say, I've at this point, all of this shells and shrapnel.
Yeah, you've heard because you were in the room. You didn't
Yeah.
hear any of this until
Yeah.
suddenly, probably punching through the wall with some of that stubber fire. You've all like hit the deck like bang bang.
Yeah. Well-
You've heard the sister bellowing this like rage, like knowing something's going on.
Well, I'll roll to the just behind the door, just to the side of the door.
Okay.
And I put my back up against it, and then seeing all of the shrapnel, I've heard her, screech this bellowing war cry, and the chainsaw going off. I then poke my head round the door. And I see the heavy stubber and all of these shells coming in. Immediately put my back against the door and say, Sergeant, heavy stubber, 12 o'clock along the way. Be a good boy, won't you?
So I can do a cold shot?
Yes. So are you going to just stay in the doorway, or do you want to move out onto like the
Well,
platform? Imagine that there's like little barriers and stuff around these walls.
Yeah.
Because I think I'd probably leverage the door frame as some
Cover.
form of cover.
So
So
kind
I'll
of
probably
like-
be on the other side and shoot through it.
Sure.
Because I figure at this stage I've got one focused
Yeah,
target,
yeah.
which is the source of the heavy bolter.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
heavy bolter, heavy
absolutely.
stubber.
Yeah.
Thankfully it's not a heavy bolter. So yeah, I'll try and just deal with the operator of the heavy stubber.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then hopefully you can deal with the others later.
So-
So I'm just going to focus there.
A called shot is basically you make the shot more difficult, but if it hits, you do more damage, and you might also get extra effects. Like if you shoot somebody in the arm and you want them to drop their weapon, you might be able to do that and things like that. Or if you just want to take a normal shot, or you just want to do more damage, you can do a called shot. But
Take his head off his shoulders, please.
so you want to go for an actual full headshot.
Yeah, just take the guy out.
All
Stop
right.
him using the gun.
That is going to add 2 to the difficulty to hit.
Okay.
But if you hit, you'll do 2 what we call extra. So you roll 2 more d6 to see if you add any extra
Cool,
damage.
but I can still use my full 10 on my ballistic skill for my dice
If you
roll.
are not, if you are just taking one shot
the
at this
one
group
shot.
over here,
I
that's
think
it.
I'm going to keep it focused.
Yep.
It's not gone brilliantly. I'm not going to lie. Why? Why?
We are playing a TTRPG system that involves rolling d6s and getting 4s, 5s, and
Not
6s.
gone well. I mean, I've got 3 successes.
Only 3?
Unfortunately, yes.
Three's great, though,
Now,
right?
Their defense is 2. Because this was a called shot, it adds 2
Yeah,
to the
I need one more.
difficulty.
Use a glory or a wrath.
Wrath point
Can I
to
use a wrath
reroll.
point? Oh,
wrath.
I can
Use a
re-roll.
You can re-roll
You reroll the whole lot.
failures.
The failures.
Keep the successes.
Ooh!
This is great. All of them.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're cooking on
Okay,
gas.
okay.
There we go. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. So 7 successes.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things you can do here, because remember, you can spend any extra successes. You can do what's called shifting them, which means
Nice.
you can add extra damage. You
Okay.
can do extra things, but also their defense is normally 2.
Yeah.
It's +2 for the difficulty. So we're currently at 4. You could use each additional success to hit an extra guy.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just take
Yeah,
shots
I imagine
at all
I
3 of them.
take out the main gunner, and as he goes back, then the others run towards him. I'm just almost covering the gun. So
Yeah, because they're trying to cover
it. As soon as they go near it, I
That's
take
really
someone's
cool.
head off.
All right, what's the damage on your weapon? And what weapon are you actually using?
A hot shot lasgun.
Oh,
yeah.
love it. Perfect.
So it's 7 damage base with an AP of 2, but I do have an ED of 1.
Okay.
So I get to roll an additional
well,
dice?
you get an extra 2 dice on top of that because it's a called shot, so you get an extra 3 dice.
Okay, so do I have to roll this for each person?
No,
just
just
total?
roll 1 damage total, yeah.
I'm going to do a total, so the extra 3 dies with that. So that'd be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13 damage. More than enough to you watch as hot laser flies through the air, just burning through the skulls of these workers. Their armor is really like scavenged pieces of metal, sort of maybe some old jackets that they've attached like flak panels to and things like that, and just obliterate. The heavy stubber falls with a thud to the top of this hab, as 3 bodies just immediately dead.
I imagine Crad as well, like, he doesn't feel great about having to just dispatch workers, but also they are shooting at him, so
Yeah.
I guess they are.
it overrides his feelings.
And suddenly, for Crad, you find yourself back on those high walls, looking down as heretics just rushed the fort base. You remember your squad down in the dirt, in the craters, and the flash of that black coat that you remember so well, as just each shot reminding you of that battle as you do so. But yeah, Crad, so, and then do you want to throw yourself up against the wall?
Yeah,
for a
I'll
bit
then
of
get
cover
out
as
of
well?
the doorway. Yeah.
So we were either side of the door now. Yeah, great.
Perfect. Well, that is your action. So I'm going to take my action.
Please.
There is a noise as clearly you've taken it out, as emerging from the truck in the street, you see another figure arrives as a worker in a sort of a little bit more of a put together uniform sort of shows up, and you can see that they have a very crude looking like maybe like a fire axe. It would be. It's kind of like a more stable looking melee weapon. They've got like a pistol in their hand, and they're just like, "What are you doing? Come on, get in there!" And he's like pointing and directing them, like, in your direction, like, "Kill them for get them!" Kind of like screaming at them, and then he bashes on the side of the truck. No. He's like, "Big Ed, get out here!"
Oh no.
As
No.
a thing emerges from the back of this truck. The door flies off the back of this truck, skates on ground, as a figure as tall as the sister, but so much broader, with an enormous misshapen head, emerges out and climbs on top of the truck.
Oh no.
As Big Ed is not an abominant, but is of a similar physique to one, with an enormous like industrial bludgeon, probably like a big pipe with a cement brick at the end. Just, why? And he's just like, "Ed, kill!" And points up in the direction of the sister and all of you. "Okay," and begins to move as well.
Oh no, poor Ed. They quite literally have a cave troll.
Yes.
I am going to use the recently arrived leader. I'm going to spend a point of my ruin on a ruin action called Kill Them, which is I can, as a free action, one cultist mob may make a combat action immediately. And I think he's going to point out, he's like, "You, the one with the grenades, put one in there now!" And he points up at the building.
Not again.
Not
again.
He is going to attempt to fire another grenade into this building, basically. Oh, that's so much better.
Oh,
A wrath critical and plenty of successes as a frag grenade. Thum. It bounces past the sister this time, and Crad and Hathan, who are at the door, see this thing roll into.
Imagine me just suddenly looking at each other.
So the way that this blast weapon works is it's going to hit everybody in the apartment, so it's going to hit the three of you. You have a choice. What you can do is you can basically go to ground on this. Yeah. You'll lose turns, so you won't be able to act on your turn. You'll basically spend your turn recovering, standing up, getting back up, but you will get to add to your resilience to try and boost your defense against this. Okay. So this is things like imagining for Vorch, like maybe diving behind the table and flipping it up basically to try and absorb the blast, or trying to do things like that. But you have to decide now if that's what you want to do.
Whether we go to ground,
whether you basically like dive for cover, basically.
I think the training would kick in. I'd just leap.
You just like
straight away. I wouldn't even
away.
think to this. I would just.
Yeah, I think I try and somersault out through the door, so take cover basically.
Okay, yeah, perfect. What about Vorch?
I'll jump behind the lockbox you described earlier.
Yeah,
I'm presuming it's like more of a trunk.
It's a trunk.
Yeah.
A tiny little thing. Yes, no, absolutely. You can dive behind
Very funny visual though. Help me!
Perfect. All right. So I think for that, I believe it is a athletics check from the three of you to try and see if you can. And basically, any successes over the difficulty here, you're going to add to your resilience.
Okay.
I got a couple of two successes out of two.
So,
Three successes.
Three successes out of
resilience becomes 9 then.
9.
Yes.
Just one success.
One success. So add this to your resilience.
Okay, cool.
Roll the damage for a frag grenade, which is 10 plus 4 extra dice here. So that's an extra 2, so it's 12. So 12 damage versus your resilience, Crad?
Well, with the 3 extra, it would be 11. So
11,
go
so
through.
Going to go to 1, would go through.
Yes.
And then what is
With
it?
the 1 extra, I'm on 9. Resilience.
So 9, so it would be 5 potentially going towards Hathan. But we're going to have a chance to reduce this in a second.
I'm also 9.
9, so another 5. So what you guys can do now is you can do a determination test to see if you can convert some of the damage you're about to take into shock, which is like a stamina. So yes, you've got your shock here and determination, so 3. So you're going to add this, and I believe it is just difficulty, it's the number of successes you get.
I get 2 successes.
Okay, so you can turn 2 damage into 2 shock.
Okay.
I got 4 successes from my
So
3 die. I got
you
6.
take 1 shock damage, and then that's it. For old Crad.
I got 1 successes.
So you can take 1 of the damage you're about to take. Yes. So you'll take 4 wounds, but you can convert 1 damage into shock. So yeah, that would be the 5.
Okay.
So yeah, you're going to take 4. I think for you it was you saved 2, right?
I saved 2, yeah.
So it would be 3 damage and then 2 shock.
Okay.
And then Sergeant Major just takes a point of shock. So Sergeant Major, your military training, you know exactly what to do here. Not only do you dive for cover, maybe you actually bring in the door to like give you a bit more like protection from it as well. The trunk sadly does not seem to offer you as much protection as you were hoping for.
It was actually just a little jewelry box.
Yeah, and Hathan, like you dive behind the table, but again you're like blown against the wall, like crack your head up against it. As you take this immense blast from this frag grenade as it launches in. Those of you who have taken actual wounds damage, you now have the wounded condition, which is it adds a difficulty to tests that you take. So it's a bit harder to do things when you're wounded, basically. But that was technically a free action on my part for these guys arriving. But I throw it over to one of you.
You're the only one that's not done anything.
True. Do I lose a turn though for?
You will have to stand up and move. Basically, it's your action to stand up. So
I can just stand.
You can stand. You could move afterwards if you like.
Okay. I am going to. How far can I move?
So what's your speed?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
It should be somewhere. Speed. We didn't write it down.
It's just blank. I mean,
I believe
I've got
it's 6 for a human.
6. Well, I've got +2 because of my augmetic legs.
Oh, so it's 8. So you can move 8 inches.
Whoa! Lovely. Okay, I'm going to. He sort of picks himself up and goes, "Oh, bloody hell!" and is going to go towards the threat of the grenades.
Okay.
Want to go down or?
May I jump down with
You
my
can jump
fancy
down.
legs?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very fitting. That
Go
you can
gadget legs.
Bionic Man style.
Yeah.
So yeah, from the doorway, just measure 8 inches, and that's as far as you may go, sir.
So are we saying that's going to be an inch down?
You don't take it's falling. That doesn't count as speed. You just fall down.
So about here then.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah, you can tuck in for a little bit of cover.
some relative cover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Augmetic eyes are sort of trying to refocus after you exploded by a grenade.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Fantastic. Well, I think that the everything has now acted except for Hathan is the only person left to act. So
So I need to spend a turn, dusting
there's an
myself
action
off.
to stand up, but then you can move.
Okay, so I will.
We can help you.
Yes, please. I'm just trying to see where I am. Yeah, I'll dust myself off. The power armor having bits of shrapnel stuck in it. I will somersault out through the door, and seeing the Battle Sister being wrestled by this huge mob, I will actually move just behind. Yeah, so that I'm using their bodies as cover.
Yeah.
So I'm doing very deliberate movements, and then pull
And
out
also my
power
body
blades.
is covered. I see
Perfect.
how this goes.
Perfect. So we're going to start a brand new round of combat. It starts with you guys. You may decide as what you would like to do. Yeah.
So I need to pick up my chainsword as
Simple
a
action.
simple action. Could I then all-out attack?
You have frenzy, which I think enables
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
So, because the all-out attack gives me an extra 2 bonus to my melee dice pool,
Oh, perfect.
I'm going to use that to also multi-attack.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I'm
So you want to
gonna-
attack 2 different targets, hoping that you'll just rip through this group.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry, I nearly hit you.
All right, perfect. So what this would be is it will, for each attack, it will
Yes.
add +2 difficulty.
Yes.
You're already wounded,
Yes.
so that's going to put the difficulty to 5 to hit, and
Yes.
then it will depend on how much damage you do. So you have the +2 from all-out attack. I will also remind you guys that you can spend glory, which you have 4 of, to add dice to your pool. So you could add a point of glory to add a whole other dice to one of these attacks. You don't need their permission to do it,
Glory.
Katie. You can just
Glory.
I don't think Seraphina would use it in this
All right,
situation.
okay, I love
They're
it.
not worth it.
do it. I love it. I love
Thoroughly
it.
enjoying you picking up your chainsword through a person.
Yeah, that's literally it. I pick it up through one person, and then
Well, let's hope
For
the
another.
dice reflect that. So this first attack, you are looking for a 5 to successfully hit. Any additional successes will hit multiple
1,
targets.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you can hit 2 of these cultists. We know that your damage is more than enough. So 2 of these cultists are just ripped apart
Yes.
as, the chainsaw just rips through 2 of them. But then you make a second attack.
Yes!
So with the extra, so again, looking for a 5 though.
left. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7.
So 7 would mean you hit 1 plus
I'm looking
2.
for 5. Sorry, 4.
No. Yeah, you need 5
I know I need
successes.
5 successes.
4s are a
Yeah,
success.
so,
Oh, good
that is
grief.
still 7.
7, so you hit
Yes.
the 3 remaining.
Yes.
So you watch, Nathan, as you draw your blades, you don't get a chance as just this, as just all the remaining 5 are
Blood across my
obliterated.
face.
Now what that does mean is I get -2 to my defense until the start of my next turn, so my defense is now 1, but it was worth it.
But can we
Perfect.
confirm that every single one of those cultists?
Every single one of those cultists is
glorious.
Because
Pretty
Crad's still
glorious.
in the building, he can just see blood coming
Yeah.
through the
Blood,
I'm just
viscera,
screaming and chainsaw noises.
organs.
Good to see the sister's back.
One odd thing that you would notice is as these workers are being torn apart, there's almost this vacant, glassy look in their eye that they don't even seem to really recognize what's going on. It's not that they're mindless, but they just don't seem to care, and they're just very silently and sort of almost unintentionally just trying to kill as much as they can. But it doesn't seem to almost register what's happening. Seraphina, you have movement left if you would like.
I'm frenzied. Let's go.
Perfect. So you jump off of this gangway, like throw yourself down the stairs, chainsword out, running towards the remaining group. It is unfortunately now my turn.
Yes, that is part of my frenzied thing. I have to just keep going.
They are going to bring their guns to bear on the most obvious threat,
Yep.
and that grenade launcher, you see him fumbling in a different type of grenade as a crack grenade is going to be and thrown in.
Sorry, so like my defense is down to 1.
Well, they're not the best shot, but let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. So I'm going to spend a point of ruin to re-roll. I can't, however, re-roll my 1 on a wrath die, so there is going to be a complication.
It's the fear as I'm running towards you.
Hello.
Oh, well, that's 2 successes because I got a 6, so I do hit you. There is going to be a complication to this. Now, a crack grenade.
I love the relish.
I'm not damaged to her at all, apart from a lucky crit. It does 14 base damage, plus 5 extra dice, and it has AP 2.
Whoa!
That sounds absolutely horrific.
Yes. It is blast 4. Can you just measure for me, Katie? Is Vorch within 4 inches of you?
No, he's not.
I don't need to measure that. I think he is.
Do you think?
No,
I mean, you
surely.
guys know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Lord.
Sam.
Need my telescopic lenses to see.
Well,
Right.
oh dear, that's quite bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, what's your resilience?
Hang on, because I've got my power armor as well.
Powered armor.
Oh, wearing armor.
Power armor.
I just gain strength.
I will say you could do the same thing as the frag grenade. You could like go to ground on this and try and like dive to avoid it.
Could you slap it back?
I would certainly let you try for a point of glory. I would perhaps allow you to try.
Catch it.
Okay, what do I need to roll to try?
I will say, what would this be? I would say make a weapon skill roll, because this is quite a time thing to try and hit it back. This is going to be very hard. I'm going to set the difficulty for this at, I think this is going to be quite high. I think I'm going to set this at 5.
5 successes.
5 successes.
Right. 2,
Oh!
3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh!
6 successes.
I will say you're still going to take some damage because I think it's going to go off as it impacts. But you managed to. You actually probably save Vorch with this.
Yay!
Because I think
Come!
it detonates a little bit away from you, so you don't take the full blast, and
Yes.
it doesn't have enough to hit Vorch, basically.
See.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to half the damage that it would normally do.
Right.
From 19 is what I got to.
Okay.
And I'll round it up, so it would be 10, which would match
is
your
my
resilience.
resilience.
Yes. So let's, you managed to basically absorb that blow, but it's AP 2, so your resilience would go down by 2 points. So it would go down to 8. So you're going to take 2 potential damage, unless you want to try and shrug it off with determination.
I would really like to try and
Right,
shrug
roll
it
your
off with
determination.
I'm so determined. I just get 1 success.
So you're going to take 1 damage.
Okay.
Well, you take 1 shock instead of the damage.
Yeah.
But you watch as the sister almost this most incredible feat of this grenade, boom, and then just bats it away in rage. It flies a few feet and then detonates, catching her like fully, full face. But Vorch, like you're thrown back by this blast as it would have
thrown around.
overwhelmed you.
Wow.
And just completely manages to
Absolute
deflect
frenzy.
it. Yeah. I am just going to make my auto gun shots at you just
Sure,
to see.
you can try.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
they're gonna do
amazed they're
anything.
not just like shocked.
The
the feat I've
complication
just
as well. I have to do the complication
yeah.
because I've just rolled another one. So.
Oh no!
It's the fear of me.
The grenade launcher, the detonate, like he drops it. Like seeing this thing, he just drops it out of fear. Just. He just sees this thing running towards him and just knock this grenade launcher out of his hands. The autogun is going to hit That is going to be, again, 8 points damage, but no AP, so it just pings off the power armor. What happens to what's his complication? 13 out of ammo, so he just click, and the auto gun is now out of ammo. This one, though, is a critical hit from the second auto gun.
That is scary.
So that's going to be... Well, the thing is I can't hit through the armor apart from these like big weapons, right? So that is going to be
so tough.
more than enough. Again, like no damage through, but the crit does go through. Can you roll a d66? So again, a d6 for 10s and a d6 for singles.
The singles will be the darker one. That is 54.
Oh, this is interesting. I might... You guys, you help me out on this one. So the result is called Crimson Ash. The target suffers wounds and is on fire. So how does this auto gun do this?
There's
because of the crack grenade explosion.
The explosion has set off a couple of tanks of Prometheus.
I think that's what it is, right?
Like, so it's a conflagration.
The shot hits your power armor.
Running through the flame.
This is my dream come true.
Michael Bay presents Solar Attack.
The shot bounces off the power armor, ricochets into a tank of Promethean that somehow escaped the crack grenade. It blasts this gout of flame all over the sister. You're going to take 1 wound.
Good.
From the fire, but you are now on fire.
Wow.
This is my dream.
Wow.
But that's their action. That's it. So I hand it over to you guys. Who wants to go next?
I love that you tried to use them as body shields and I just obliterated them.
Yeah, I know. It's like I've just literally got their gore all over me. I shout to the. Well, is it me next, or do you?
We could go in any order, but I feel like because I'm still in the building, you probably have the impetus to keep moving.
Okay, well, I'll say, Sergeant, cover me, will you? And then I'm going to run.
Yes, you can run, which would double your movement, but you can't take a simple action.
Can you charge?
You can charge.
How far could I get on that charge?
What's your speed? 6 as well? I think that if you double move and then charge, you can go up to 18.
Ooh.
I think you're doing good.
I'm actually going to go. So the grenade launcher's just dropped, hasn't it?
He's dropped the grenade launcher.
Yeah.
He can pick it up again as a simple action.
Yeah, but this has all been sort of happening at the same time.
Happening at once,
So I'm actually going to charge right down here. So I'll somersault down and then run past her. Yeah. You're too tall.
Narrowly avoiding the flame.
Narrowly avoiding the flame, running through, and assuming I'm charging, I'll attack at the end of it.
Yeah, so you get 1 attack, basically.
Okay, 1 attack. Here we go.
Multiple attacks on a charge.
Okay.
So what's your dice pool for this?
It is 6.
Okay. Don't forget, you can spend glory to add dice to the pool if you like. Wrath also for like re-rolling and things like that.
Yeah, I'll keep it at the 6 for the moment.
Great.
Actually, no, I'll spend a point of glory.
To add an extra dice?
Why not?
Yeah,
Sure,
please.
Do I have to give it to you?
Yes, please give it to me. I'd like it, please.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 normal successes, and then I rolled 2 6s, so that's 4 extra successes, so 7.
7. More than enough to beat their defense,
Yeah.
more than enough to strike all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And
want to do
if you've got a
full-on
couple of 6s
Achilles
there,
here.
you could refund that glory you just spent, because you could shift 1 into another point of glory.
Yeah, I think I'll do that, actually.
Yeah, you want to do that? Just refund it?
Yes. Okay, so damage-wise, it's base 9.
Base 9, and then what's
Yes.
your ED?
4.
So you roll 4 extra dice,
Okay.
and see if you get any 4,
Just add
5s, or
these all
6s.
together. Oh, 4s, 5s,
it's
and
the same
6s.
as successes as
Oh, okay, so 3 extra successes.
So that's 3 extra damage.
9, 10, 11, 12.
12 points of damage. I know it does have AP, it doesn't matter against these guys.
Okay.
It does matter a little bit, they have armor 1, so you can
AP
actually kind of
3.
carve through their armor.
Okay, I'll do the full-on Achilles sword through the traps on 2 of them and then take the head off
love
of the
a
third.
good trap stab here.
And just the bodies fall. Like the blades cut so swiftly and finely. This is not the chainsaw, this is not gore splatter. The movement is just like they just stand still for a moment and then the head falls off. You know, it's precise, it's clean.
I like that.
And
Final
just
Destination.
they are
Make it
wiped
nice
out.
and clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wiped out.
Can I pick these ones up?
You absolutely
Do I
can.
get to
You
keep
can knock
those?
them down, you can pick them up.
I'm going to knock them down.
I love
There's something
that.
very satisfying.
Yeah.
Very
It's actually
satisfying
really
about seeing all the bodies. Absolutely.
I like that you
Bigger.
asked me to cover you.
Yeah.
Well, I know that there's still there's bigger here.
There is Big X. And I think that I'm now going to activate as well, and Big Ed is going to come charging
He's
in.
scared of fire.
I will note that the sister in, heavy power armor is on
But it's
fire.
also- yeah.
Yes, but the white beacon,
Yeah.
the beacon of flame,
Yeah.
the beacon is lit.
He's probably scared of fire. He doesn't seem like he's all that.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
definitely does seem like you don't get. I mean, you would know that there is definitely mutation at
Yeah.
work here,
Yeah.
but also, it just seems very slow and very submissive, like taking orders from this leader who's arrived. He's like, get them. He's like pointing in your direction, but he is just going to go for the closest thing.
I
It's Big
understand.
Ed,
I understand.
and he's going to come swinging in.
I'll stand as this lumbering brute that comes around the corner of this truck.
Yes.
I don't believe we've been formally introduced.
Look at him. I'm Ed. Big Ed.
Aww.
Brings up this giant hammer.
At that point, I start to look up. Fair.
This is 9 dice. I'm rolling to attack you.
I see.
He gets a free point of ruin. Oh, I'll use it if I fail. It's some bad news, I'm afraid. That's
for
a lot
me?
of successes, yes. So we are looking
Why didn't you
at
come
here 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 successes total.
8 successes. Would you like to know what would you like to know? My defense?
Your defense, please.
Well, we are in combat, so I have a parry, so my defense is 3.
Defense is 3. Perfect.
Less than 8.
That's amazing.
Sadly.
Parry the building he's hitting you with.
Parry this, you filthy cat. He is going to hit you. I am going to. I'm just going to do damage, I think, and just hit you with a big hammer.
Yes.
I'm going to convert. I'm going to shift one of those to an extra damage dice for
Thank
for
you.
thingy.
It's very kind.
So you're more than welcome. Please don't worry. So normally it's 2, but I'm going to roll 3 extra dice here. Now this weapon is brutal. What that means is any 3s and 4s are 1 point of. 3s and 4s are 1 point of damage, and 5s and 6s are 2 points of damage.
Oh.
that I add. Okay, well that's pretty good. So 1, 2, that's an extra 4 damage. So we're looking at 13 total damage. No AP.
No AP.
So resilience
So
is.
my full resilience is 8.
So
So you're looking at 5 points that have gone through.
yes, 5 points gone through. You can make a
Okay.
determination roll to try and reduce this.
Is that the only thing I can do to reduce it at this stage, right?
It is, unfortunately, at this
okay,
stage.
so determination, I have 3 dice. Do I roll a wrath die with that, by the way?
It doesn't matter on the determination roll.
So 1 success.
1 success.
Yep.
Okay. So you would reduce 1 point to a point of shock
Yep,
instead, and then you would take
4
the 4.
wounds. Ooh, is it 4 wounds?
It's 4 wounds and 1 point of shock.
It's not 3 wounds?
It's not 3 wounds.
See, if it was 3 wounds.
You'd still be up.
Yes!
Oh well, I'm afraid to say.
Okay, yeah, I try and block in a cross parry,
Fantastic.
but the swords just crumple and smash into my chest.
Brilliant.
So,
Can you roll a d6 for me, please, Lawrence?
Of course. I mean, I don't have to.
You do actually. You actually do.
I rolled a 6.
A 6.
Yes, my trademark.
Perfect. So as this hammer, this is a memorable injury. So the first time
Oh.
you get dropped to 0, you take a memorable injury.
Oh dear.
More trauma!
If you take another hit whilst you are currently in this condition,
Yes.
you will
Perish?
You will basically be in a very bad way. You'll take a traumatic injury. You are also technically dying,
Yes.
which means that your target's a difficulty, and if you get hit too badly,
Yes.
it will get bad.
Does the
But
shock just sort of, there's no...
You're still conscious. You can still act and do things. But if you get hit more,
Yes.
sorry, you're not dying yet. It's when you get maximum wounds. So you're currently a memorable injury. You've not taken a traumatic injury yet.
Okay.
But this is a torn ear. So as it hits you, like literally the blow is like a chunk of the thing rips like part of your ear out, basically, as he slaps you in
Burst
the head.
eardrum.
Burst eardrum. Like you're concussed and dazed as you're kind of looking around in a confused manner as well.
Nice.
And again, you are wounded, so any difficulty is +1 for future
Okay,
as well.
got it. Okay.
Perfect. Well, that is Big Ed's go, though. He's done. So, Crad and
Please.
Shall I?
Yes.
Okay.
There's the fella there as well.
Yeah, I'm actually going to, knowing my resilience as myself, old Marek, I'm actually going to not go for the giant lumbering mutant and go for his dad.
Yeah, perfect.
that character, just to see if with injuring him, I can break Big Ed's heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Call
break
off
his
the
morale.
beast, kill him from the inside out.
I love that.
Smart.
So I'm going to pull out one of my hand cannons and shoot his dad
Perfect.
in the back.
Just the one hand cannon? You do have to tell me if you want to do multiple actions.
You know what? I'm going to go for both hand cannons.
Bam, bam. Well, you have dual wield, so you don't get a penalty to this as long as you
Yeah.
only do one shot with each.
Yeah, okay, great.
So perfect. So what's your dice pool on your hand cannon?
6.
6. So you're rolling 6d6.
Yeah, and for anyone that's sort of watching him go over there, he's sort of like gone over with his big legs, and then he unholsters his hand cannon very quickly and points it very hard.
Yes.
That's good. Well, it's
Was this a hit?
It's 3 hits, but it's 3 sixes.
Sixes. So this guy has a defense of 3.
Yeah.
So you could shift one of those 6s and turn it into a point of glory. You can add extra damage to the attack. You
We're
can
going
add
to do extra damage.
Yeah, so you add an extra. So what's the ED? What's the damage in ED on your hand cannon?
Damage is 9, the ED is 1.
Well, that will go up to 2 because you shifted. So you
Yep.
roll 2d6, and any extra successes you get here is basically extra damage.
It's 1 more success.
So it's 10 points of damage total. This guy has a resilience of 6.
Okay.
So he's going to take 4 points of damage, but because he's a bit of a tougher enemy, I'm going to spend a point of ruin to do what you guys do and try and reduce some of that.
okay.
So I get 4d6 for this. Any successes I can convert to shock. Any success. I only get the 1, so he takes 3 points of damage.
Nice.
And that does not look good, and 1 point of shock as well. So.
Excellent.
Your next
Well
hand
done,
cannon.
Vorch.
Yeah.
So the first, he kind of like gets blam, shot in the shoulder, whips round, sees you, and like, hadn't realized that you'd snuck up on him.
Yeah.
And then the second hand cannon, blam!
That's what he sees when he turns around. Second hand cannon. Well, that's not gone as well as last time.
It's still,
You could spend a point of wrath to re-roll.
Wrath!
It re-rolls all the
You
fails.
re-roll all of them.
All of them,
Yeah, you roll all of them.
Wow! Whoa! Jiminy
1, 2, 3,
crickets.
4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
So you could shift twice here and
think
do
I might.
2 extra dice of damage.
Okay,
yeah.
so
or
2
2 extra potential dice.
2 more.
Yeah. Well, plus your 1 as well, so it's 3 total.
3. Good grief. Yes.
Still got very well.
How many
2 more
successes?
successes.
But 1 is a 6.
One
So
is
that's
a
actually
3.
2. So 3 extra damage to
Yeah.
this one. So that would take you up to 12 damage. That I think that I'm not going to resist that because I don't think I possibly can.
My goodness.
So that is enough, in fact. So you blam. He whips round, wounded, and he's bringing up his auto pistol to fire in your direction, and then just in the chest, blam, blows out. You see he just stumbles back against the Goliath truck. Blood just spills out of his mouth as he's taken out.
Get back in the truck.
I also enjoy that Scum's first action is to sneak around the back and shoot someone's dad.
Scum savvy, always wins.
That's it.
Rain not raw, my friend.
I love that.
Now he goes into a bin.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum.
Well, I think Crad, you are the only one left, really.
Yeah.
Big Ed has already taken his swing, so
Because I was working on the similar theory that if we took out the leader, it might cool Big Ed off. But is he now just in a crush, kill rage?
he does not seem to have even noticed.
Oh well.
And he's
it's a-
dead.
I imagine as Crad comes through the door, the music from Platoon starts playing as he sees the sisters on fire. He's been smashed into the ground. There's just blood everywhere. And he's just like, good day at the office. Right, I'll just start shooting Big Ed, I suppose.
Okay, do you want to just do
Please
one
do.
attack, or are we going to do multiple attacks?
I don't want to overcomplicate it because I'm not very good at rolling dice, you see. So I'll just
But you
go
do
for
roll
his-
10 dice.
I do. I mean, I'll keep shooting him in the head until he stops.
So just one shot, but
He's got a
cold
big
shot?
head.
Can I have a
So-
cool shot on his massive head?
You can do a massive
Nice.
cold shot on his
He
massive
should have an advantage, probably.
Well,
Big head.
we'll have to see.
I mean, it's still not amazing. I'm not going
you
to
can
lie.
use- you can
James.
use wrath to
I will
re-roll
use
the
my
whole thing.
wrath again.
Well,
got a
again,
lot of glory over here as
hitting
well.
them is normally okay. Like being able to hit something isn't normally too bad.
Well, it's
but you might get extra successes
it's
to
4
shift.
successes out of a possible 10.
So that will hit, but if you did re-roll it, which would be your second wrath point, and you don't get more until you earn them, If you did re-roll it and you get lots of successes, you can convert that into potential damage.
I couldn't re-roll it. That's a bit more like it. That will be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
That is more than his 3 defense.
That's excellent.
So if you've
one
got
is a
any
6.
one success,
So I
you can
will
shift that
for
into
the
extra
damage.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, you hit. So what's the damage on your?
The damage is 7 with normally 1 ED, so it'll be 2 ED.
2 ED now. Oh no, you did a cooled shot, so it'd be 4.
Oh! That is 2 additional successes. So that'll be 9 damage total with the AP
9 damage
On his
total.
Big Ed?
On his Big Ed. Well, Big Ed is once again, he is pretty dang tough. And he has his own ruin that he can spend. He has 1 point of personal ruin that he gets once. I'm going to spend that to try and reduce damage.
Okay.
Because he is very resilient. And I'll describe a little bit more about that actually in a moment. Oh, terrible roll! Only 1 point of damage resisted. So he takes 1 point of shock. And then, sorry, how much damage you said it was? 9?
9, yeah, with the extras.
Okay, perfect. Well, his resilience is quite high.
That's an AP of 2.
AP of, it does not against him. So you see as the lasgun fire scorches his, and you can see that he's wearing like a worker's uniform, but it's way too small. It's almost like a hillbilly in dungarees that are just around his waist now. But you can see his like back and shoulders, these thick, heavy muscles. You also see a lot of like boils and pustules, and his skin seems very quite resilient as the blasts like into him. Also, I'd say that now that Hathan, you can see him, and actually something that you would recognize very well, injection sites on him. You see like the telltale pocked mark of multiple injection sites. And yeah, you see that Big Ed shrugs off that lasfire. Oh! Like looks around like confused and is like now kind of becoming like a trapped animal. It's just like gets quite hunched and defensive, having been shot, but still standing.
So I've just annoyed the beast.
Do seem to have annoyed the beast. With that, it is the top of a brand new round. Who would like to go? I will remind the sister that she's on fire.
Stop jumping around, sister! I'm burning effigy.
At the start of your turn.
If I'm on fire and I run into Big Ed, can I make him be on fire?
Very potentially. What I will tell you is that at the start of your turn, you're going to take mortal wounds for being on fire. And to not be on fire anymore, you have to use an action to go prone and then make an athletics test to put yourself out. Or you have to make a willpower test to ignore the fact that you're on fire and act normally. So if you would like music
why are you just playing me like this?
Before we get to that, can I just ask, is when you're on 0 wounds, can you do anything?
Yeah, you can still act. Yeah.
So you are still, because you're conscious, you can still attack.
Conscious,
but
but you're difficulty. Yes, exactly.
Okay. And in these stim packs that we have, and I think we have 2 each.
You do. Well, there was 2 in the set, and there was 1 med kit.
Well, I have 2.
Oh, perfect.
You've got the grenades.
We would have taken 1 each, I'd imagine. Sure. I haven't given you the grenades.
So stim packs.
I still don't know about the
stim
grenades.
packs will restore shock to you, so you get your shock wounds back. So as you shrug off damage, the med kit can heal you for actual treatment.
Okay,
it can actually like medicate you.
But that's
basically.
like a fat action or something.
It will be an action, and it would be like a test. You have to make a medicine test to try and like do first aid.
I've got quite good Medicare ratings. If anyone gets
Sergeant Major's done his first aid course. You know,
got a badge, little certificate. It's great.
So
you choose who goes first.
Okay,
then,
I imagine I would stick a stim pack in me.
Sure.
If that's okay.
It sounds like you're taking the action.
Yeah, I'm going to take the action.
So I'd say it's a simple action to apply the stim.
Because I might die, you see.
Yeah, very much so. Well, you would get, from the stim pack, you get 3 shock back, basically. It's
That'll
D3
put me back
1.
on full.
So who
on
has
shock,
the medipack?
perfect.
Who has the medipack then?
Well, I guess we probably would have... Actually, I would have given it to you.
Yeah, it makes sense. You can divide the equipment up.
And I imagine, actually, probably I would have just given you the grenades on the ship. On the rook, so you have the grenades.
Don't make the grenades go.
Please don't throw a grenade at both of us, though.
Luckily, the Imperial armories make sure that, they're encased quite heavily. It's very difficult to set them off without
Glad I'm really far away from what's going.
So that's a simple action, is it?
Simple action to apply the stim.
Can I then attack?
You can, but remember it's an extra difficulty on top because it's you're wounded.
I'll take it.
Okay, perfect. One attack or multiple?
Multiple.
Okay, love it.
I ignore the extra difficulty for 2.
As long as, yeah, for each attack, yeah.
Right, and Hathan's on the floor. I'm reeling, my ear bleeding profusely. I stick a stim pack in, and with that sudden invigoration, I'm up on my feet, put one of my feet on this beast's knee, try and almost climb up him, and bring both the blades down into his neck.
Make two separate attacks. First attack.
First attack. That -1, right?
Well, it's a +1 to the difficulty, but effectively -1. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that. I do.
I'm going to take one of these glories.
Oh, lovely.
Glorious.
It's very glorious. I've got a critical on the wrath die. And then I've got...
That's an automatic refund of glory.
Yes! Oh, nice!
Yep.
And then I've got 3 successes on top of that, so 5 successes total.
5 successes is more than enough. His defense is 3, so you could shift one of those 6s if you like.
I'll shift the 6 into damage.
Extra damage, so you get an extra ED, +1 ED.
Okay.
So now your damage is, and then roll the various things that you need to do.
Okay, so damage is 9, well, ED's 4, and then I get
5.
an extra 1, 5. So, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. The 6s count as 2 extra?
2.
Oh, that's not going to be nice for you.
Please.
That's 4, 5, that's 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Well, his resilience is 7.
Nice.
So he reduces that, and it's not armor. This is all like just muscle and toughness.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm going to take 7 damage.
Yeah.
He is not finished. He takes 9. He's at 9 wounds. But
I do have another.
And he's like, as you plunge it in, oh, get off me! It hurts! And he's trying to get you.
I'm going to spend another glory on this extra attack.
Sure.
I've got a critical on the wrath again.
Okay. Actually, that's a good point. We didn't roll for the critical on the first one as well.
No, I didn't.
Do you want to roll this? So it's a d6 followed by another d6, 10s and then singles.
Okay, so 30 and 4.
34. Savage attack. Target suffers 1 mortal wound, which is enough to it. So the second attack is
glorious.
You watch as that first blow, you drive it in.
Yeah.
And I think that it carves the face. This would have been a terrible scar on the creature, but poor Big Ed is sadly. He kind of lumbers for a moment doing that cave troll thing. Like not realizing he's dead, almost a little bit too stupid to realize.
Oh, tragic.
Sleeping. Sits down and sort of slumps, and just bleeds out, basically.
Wow.
We're not going to jump quite out of combat yet because poor dear sister is on fire.
He's on fire.
Now, unfortunately, nothing can be done about this. I think that you are going to take 2 mortal wounds. Are you out?
Technically.
Okay.
However, with my, I don't have any glasses, but Die Hard.
Yes.
Hang on. Die Hard ability. I'm not dying. I roll on the memorable injury table and I heal a wound.
Precious memories.
Precious memories.
Would you like to roll the d6?
I would.
Oh, please
I
do.
would, if that's okay.
Of course, absolutely.
I'll roll a 2.
Oh, it's a battle scar.
Yes, for a battle sister.
Nice. Scorched flame.
Little burn
Yes.
off the side of my neck.
So you are on 1. You are standing still on fire. So you've got a choice. You either have to make a willpower test to ignore it, or you basically athletics to drop and
I'm
roll
going
and
to
pick
do like a
yourself up.
really cool combat roll.
Yeah. I mean, your athletics is quite high,
yeah.
right?
It's 5.
Yeah. With the wrath die, please. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is enough. So you kind of, maybe it's the power armor as well, like kind of you extinguish yourself, leaving you quite literally smoking and smouldering. But
I'm going to wipe the sweat from my brow, and as the hair is pushed to one side,
back.
everyone can kind of start to see some more burns across my forehead.
Twin-headed eagle branded onto the forehead.
I didn't quite commit to that bit.
Shame. It's a real shame. We see as these workers, the workers of this they've fled. As soon as the shooting started, they know what to do. They lock themselves in their apartments, they run, they get cover. This is thinking it may be a gang thing or something like that. So they've all fled, but it now leaves you with a battlefield of corpses. As we are going to bring this session to a close. Investigate. I am going to award you all with 20 experience points.
Ooh, yeah.
Now this is more than you, I will tell you this, you're not going to get that much in one go again. This is a special first episode treat. You get 20 experience points, which you can use in between sessions. You can use to buy talents and build up your skills and do other things as well.
You could buy a skin graft.
You could. But also, I'm going to award all of you, because some of you have spent your Wrath points, right? I think you're out of Wrath points.
I'm out.
You're out of Wrath points, out of Wrath points.
I just spent glory.
Spent glory.
I didn't spend any.
So I will, 1 Wrath point each, basically.
Yes.
So that will go up to 3. So one for you.
Thank you.
2 for Mr. Bard over there.
My crutch points, basically.
1 more for Mr. Katie.
Thank you.
And then 2 more for Vorch.
Oh, thank you.
Again, Wrath points are not going to be very frequent.
Yep.
But as this is in episode 1, that's going to be it.
Oh,
Amazing.
How did you guys enjoy? Did you enjoy that? You have fun? Great. Good. Well, there is much more to find. This is a little mystery. There will be things to pursue. What sort of scenario has Antonius Gavel got themselves involved in? What could possibly make these workers so inoculated against pain and so disgustingly resilient, one might say. We will have to find out on more Wrath and Glory. Thank you so much for joining us on this first episode. I've been your Games Master, Mark Sherlock Hulmes. Thanks so much. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Coming up next time on Wrath and Glory.
Did you mark a corruption point?
Oh, butts.
Please.
That doesn't sound good.
Heresy!
Yes.
did you just see the Sister Gala cupboard?
Is this Seraphina just not being willing to be that stealthy?
I'm a tool for battle, not a tool for sneaking.
And then you just the pauldron just catches on and literally rips the pipe free from and there's this gout of steam and ding bang 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 bang. And the enforcer's yep, and you hear them no, it wasn't us, sir, no, and they're literally at gunpoint dragged away to be the Baumeister and turned into servitors.
Right now, as that happens, are you loving our Wrath and Glory and want to see us make even more? You can get the next 2 episodes early right now by supporting us on demand. Members gain access to all of our exclusive RPG seasons, including our Call of Cthulhu and Dungeons & Dragons campaigns. Signing up is easy. Download our mobile app on Apple or Android, or sign up directly on our website. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on demand.